Okay, now morning. There, my mic wasn't on, but now it is. Good morning, Dominic. First, good morning. John Will Squilliam, great name. Ryan Apoorv, Wag, Jonathan, Cam Brady, Justin Sandler, Zato and Sonia SF, and Ramey. Good morning to each and every one of you. Hopefully, all 2023 is starting out right. Good morning, Kid, Jazz, Anna J, Jackie. So I'm gonna delete this. I was just leaving the fib up to show you from our recent low to our recent high from our recent rally. We're actually battling the halfway point. So again, just another reason for us to have some consolidation these past few days, past few weeks, I should really say, because that's like 2 of the weeks that we've had. And you can see we're actually gonna delete these two. You can see we're actually getting a little bit of a bounce today. Last night we had a gap up in futures, then we started to drop, then we started to pick back up. Ended up hitting that area above from the bigger time frame. That's kind of where I'm watching for the next breakout. This is the start of the next gap fill, so we're gonna have to watch over whatever that level is. 386.25. Keep that in mind, 386.25, and this will give possibility towards 389, 390 basically. So that's one really good target for a play to the upside, just based on the bigger time frames. So that's one thing we're going to be looking at. But of course, we'll be watching the smaller time frame. So let me get the only level, and I already added this from yesterday. I already added the high and close, and I just kind of highlighted them together. I added the bigger time frame, or the bigger time frame levels already here. I added the previous day open, and then of course the low and the meat of the low. So we have a couple areas here, which it doesn't really matter, it looks like. But we came down, we tested off this area, got a little bit of a bounce into that pre-market high at 386.83, which again, we need above 386.25 for a better breakout. So basically a break of pre-market high, we can see 388, 390. That's the two levels you should be looking at if 386.85 breaks out. So that's what we'll be looking at. If we see a crack of this area here, we will most likely test this again, just like you saw here, how it kind of came down. So we'll be watching to see if that happens or not. So let me type some of that out so we're all prepared. 386.25 is key level above. So watch pre-market high to break out at 386.85. Targets 388, 390. Low 382.40s. Target 381.30. 380 below 380 .50 target 379. Alright, so SPY's done. I guess I can unbolden this. I don't really have to have a bold. And then we'll go through some more. AMD. Just gonna go out to the 5-day 5 minutes so we can see a little bit more. Make sure I'm on the right chart. I am. It looks like a lot of previous day levels really aren't going to do much for us. That's our previous day close, previous day high, previous day open, previous day low, meet a previous day low. That's everything. Besides, of course, the pre-market high and our pre-market low. So it looks like pre-market will be our friend for AMD. $66, 50, 67, 67, 50 can be targets. 67/67.55. Below, zoom back in. Can't see. Below, let's just watch this bottom level. 64.75. Target, which I'll probably say this level first because you can't really ignore that. 64.35/63. 64.30, 64, 63, 65. AMD. That one's pretty simple because we didn't have really much to add. And look, Tesla doing the opposite of the market. Who would have guessed, right? Good morning, Mel, George, Lewis, Steven, E, Terry. What's up, Devin? Taylor. Oh, is the music too loud? Yeah, let me turn it out of here. I haven't changed anything on my volume settings, so it's as loud as it's ever been. But yeah, I'll adjust it just a hair. Maybe it's this. I'll adjust. There we go. All right, that should be a lot lower. That's weird though. That's because I have literally changed nothing on my audio. It's the exact same as it's always been. I lowered it though, so hopefully it's a little better. Let me know. Let me know if it is better now. Okay, it's better. All right, I'm gonna continue on then. So what was that? Previous day close, previous day low. We got kind of pre-market high in this general vicinity. Yesterday high. This one's actually really easy to chart. Okay, hold up. Tesla's definitely making the list today. Above. I might just say 121. Alright, so we got Tesla, Apple. Tesla was really easy. Or AMD, Tesla. We got our SPY, of course. I'll bolden these. Bolden, bam. Alright, so Apple. Previous day close. That'll be a really good break below. Main target can be 129 from 130, basically. And then, of course, over 130, 160. So that one's actually already kind of set. We really don't even have to add much. Which some people are going to be like, well, those levels are too far. Well, then don't trade it. Don't trade it if it's not passing a good level, right? But I'm going to leave that how it is. So let's go ahead and add Apple. Why not? Things it's better. Must be more chill, Josh, for 2023. Morning, was in the webinar yesterday and had to check this out this morning. Thanks, Bueller. No problem. Glad to have you in here. Good morning, Paul. Vampiro. Great name. Good morning, D-Touch. Always glad to see your name pop up. Above 131.65. I didn't even look at a target. Whoops. Nope, not that. Alright, yeah, I don't have something here. So hold up, let's get a halfway point here, because clearly I need one. 132.89. And do we have anything significant that happened before? Yeah, 132.40. So we'll say 132.40 / 133. Below 129.90, target 129. Below 129, target 128.40 / whatever this is. 128. Nvidia. See, everything's up this morning. The only one we've looked at is down, even with SPY moving up a lot more. Because again, we were at 382.40s at close of Friday. Now we're at 384.50s after 384.70s after a retest and a pump above, almost into 387. So we've actually seen pretty good levels today already. Now it's just about, can they continue to hold and continue to move higher, or are we going to see a fade back down, a pullback? We're going to see all that. Nvidia, pre-market high, pre-market low, previous day close, previous day open. I don't really like that one as compared to the rest. So just go ahead and move on. Previous day close. This kind of reminds me of Apple a lot because it's just up here in its pre-market range, but it's got basically no support after it breaks its previous day close until it gets down to the lower levels down here. So this will be another solid break below right here, if that even happens. And this will be a very solid break above with many targets above. So we're going to go ahead and type out Amazon as well. Because why not, right? How was everyone's New Year's though? Anybody get or have a great time? How was everyone's New Year's? What'd y'all do? Yeah, Tesla Bulls, where y'all at? Good morning, Sinful. Happy New Year, everyone. Hope everyone makes a killing this year. Same to you, Tobias. Great energy having into this New Year. Above 85. 60. I'm just going to say, yeah, 66. Target 86, 20, 86, 75, 87, of course. 87.50. Below 83, 95, just lowered a few cents. Target 83.25 slash. It's previous day open, previous day lows. So yeah, 83.25, 83.10. That's a pretty decent spot. And then probably 82.50. Under 83.10, target 82.50 slash 82. Just add that second one, because why not? Netflix, they're up as well. Previous day close, previous day open, previous day low. This one's pretty clean too. You know, it's a little bit less clear for a break above level. So let me check out the daily again. Look at our other chart we have. And yeah, the big level for this one's 304. So even if it does cross 300, 301, which was that higher level you saw in that other time frame right here, 301. Even if it crosses that, technically it's still in range. So we'll have to remember that 304 is the better break above level. But this has a really good break below plan, just like I saw on Apple and Amazon. There was no room, or there was no at least major supports after breaking the previous day close. You ate food, glad to hear. Good morning, Pike. You read? Got wasted on the eve, went out with a friend's boat the next day, caught one fish myself. Not the greatest, but I'll take it. He caught like 8. Dear Lord. What kind of fish were y'all catching? Netflix daily solid, gap above 303, 314. I had a party at my house, 20 people. My girl was so surprised that when at 4 in the morning I called it an end and everybody started helping and cleaning. Wow, that's actually kind of cool that everybody kind of helped you clean up and stuff. They didn't just ditch you or pass out. It's pretty funny. Hey B, Happy New Year. First stream of 2023. Let's go. Exactly, man. Love the energy. So we'll be watching above 304-ish on Netflix. So it's a little bit far, but we'll at least keep it in mind. But I am going to type out Netflix here because I think it's a decent chart. I'm just going to type both the option log level and my level just to have it both. And then I'll say 290.160. Below 290, target 289 slash whatever open is, or we'll just say whatever this is, 286.80. All right, cool. So we got 2 plans there, and we'll go through the rest, but we don't need to add anything to the list. We already have a very good amount. Ooh, Meta's looking really good. I like Meta a lot too. Damn, there's too many things I like today. Basically, I like it under 120, whatever this is, 120 30s, or above 122 50s. I like this one a lot. So I'm going to just highlight that so we remember it. But I like that one a lot. Very, very simple. I'll add this as the last one. Meta. Alright, so let me highlight this and send this to everybody. We'll finish going through the rest, and then we'll just kind of look around and see what's up. All right, cool. So we ended with Meta. We'll go to Google, Microsoft, just to kind of see what they're up to. Market high. Previous day close. Previous day open. Damn, Square. They held a very short-term level there at 64.50, and they got another pop. So that one's already gone. Boeing a little bit higher. Nice little gap up. They actually look a little top-heavy, though. They don't really look like they're holding much. So that might be a good one to look for, a potential gap fill under 190.90s. That ends up breaking, they'll most likely go to the previous day close. So that's a pretty decent trade right there, about $1.40, $1.30. So maybe keep under watch on Boeing's. Let me type that. Keep watch under 191.90s on EATA. Gap fill. Play to 190.50s. Awesome. We got a lot. We got a lot of really high probability setups. I like this a lot. How do you take screenshots like this? I mean, it's different for everybody. I do window key Shift S, and then I can kind of like snip it whatever I want, and then send it off to everybody. But you can also download Gyazo. There's like 100 other screenshot softwares that you can download on your computer or even on your phone. Which on your phone you should just you should know how to screenshot by then. But on the computer, there's all types of programs. You really just find which one that your computer likes or that you like. Bueller, do you set levels at previous day, open and close too? Yes, of course. Rolf, you were in my seminar yesterday and you were in last week's streams. I've answered that. I mean, if you've been paying attention in this morning's stream, I'm not jumping onto you, but open your ears up a little, man, or go back and check it out. But yes, we do add previous day levels, previous day high, previous day low, previous day open, previous day close, and then we do pre-market high, pre-market low on the smaller time frames. That's the only smaller time frames we set. So, and I know you've heard me say that because I've seen your name in my chats while I'm talking. So I know you've heard me say that. So pay attention, man. But yes, we do add the previous day open, previous day close, the high, the low, pre-market high, pre-market low. We add all of that. And those are actually all the levels that I re-delete. Like at the end of today, I'll delete that and then I'll go into the next day and I'll re-add them. It's okay if you struggle, man. But write that down, seriously. Make yourself remember. You seem like you're having a problem also remembering. So I would write down the levels that we like to draw and write down TA routine. That's the only levels you'll ever see on my screen. TA routine, and then type out previous day open, previous day close, previous day high, previous day low. You're just adding the most important parts from the previous day's price action. All the other bigger time frame levels are the most important pieces of price history from back then. So you shouldn't even have to mess with those too much. You should practice them though. To get better at the levels, you should practice drawing them as much as you possibly can. Go back out to the bigger time frame and delete everything, and then start over. Do it over and over and over again. This is what I tell everybody in my chat. If you're not really good at the levels, you're not really good at drawing them, go practice them more. It's the only way of getting better. That's just our strategy, Ralph. We like to go off of price history. You can use the price history of recent price action. It will work, but you'll not have as many levels as I have. You'll end up with less levels. You'll end up with not as much getting hit, and it is a little bit less accurate in my opinion. But recent price history is not the worst. I'm just going off of what I like to use. I'm not changing up anything I like to do. That's my focus. Having one strategy, sticking with it. Good morning. Let's get it in 2023. Let's get the likes up, guys. Appreciate that.
Couple of high pressure set cells behind it.
And we have a nice little trader view to look at later today.
Hey guys, username here.
12:40. Oh no, this is the one we already promoted. Okay, I saw D-Touch send it again. This is a really good video though. As you see though, a lot of people on my YouTube are people I promote. You should go check out the channels in the channels section though. If you go down here. Options log will be posting more soon. This is username from my chat. Beautiful, beautiful videos on his. Sherman, another guy from my chat. Leland, another guy from my chat. Daffy, another guy from my chat. And then we have the backup swing channel that I don't use anymore, but it has a lot of old content on there that's very useful. So make sure to check out these channels as well when you're going through my channel section. But those are really good. If you're new to my channel, I would 3 billion% watch this video, the third most recent video, workshop number 11. It's actually the main reason I haven't really been uploading, because this has everything in it. You know, if you're looking to go over something over and over and over, that's the video you want to do that with. Yes, there is. I think we even have one. Kumar, great name, by the way. Link to this lo-fi? Yeah, I can. There you go. Here's the link to the lo-fi that is playing right now. It's not a new soundtrack though. This is the exact same one I've been playing every day. Well, not every day. There are a couple days we switched it up, but most of the time this is the one I've been playing towards, you know, the second half of the streams when we went public. When we were doing the private streams, I was playing a Spotify playlist from somebody that was in chat. Good morning, Daffy. Always happy to see your name. This weather just mentioned my hometown. Good morning, Green Tony Ape Gang. What a name. You remember? Yeah, the beginning songs aren't as memorable. I'll be honest with you. It's when it gets like towards the middle or second half part of this playlist, you'll be like, oh, it is that one. You know, but the beginning songs are really not that memorable. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, we have a speaker today. This was someone I wanted to speak in the seminar, and since it messed up on the seminar, I wanted to promote him in here. I think I'm also going to do a Sunday stream soon, and I'll be incorporating this person. I don't want to say his name yet. We'll be incorporating this speaker into a Sunday stream as well to give him a complete focus look, so you guys can get a good look at swing trading a lot more. And it also is a great explanation because it's a lot on how I swing trade, which you guys have seen me break down stuff time and time again. So I am going to be bringing a speaker in here today, besides Devin, of course. It's the Metal Christmas. Yeah, dude, that's that Metal Christmas song. That's the one that I remember the most. What's up, LW? How's it going, Hybrid Trading Cowboy? Glad to see you in here again, man. Happy New Year. What's up, Noah? Either I just want to say the way you... Oh, you sent it again. Explain things makes it so clear. Thank you. No problem, Ralph. Take your time, man. Don't beat yourself up if you feel like you don't understand something instantly. Again, it's not going to click instantly. Give yourself a little bit of time and practice. You know, don't think that it's just going to randomly click. You have to go and practice a little bit too. So make sure you're redrawing those levels over and over. But no problem, man. Bueller, what do you make of these huge spike ups and down, or like what just happened a minute ago? Are they important, or are they perhaps just a psychological trick on retail, or none of the above? None of the above. It's literally none of the above. The reason it's a lot dumber than you would ever imagine. Sometimes people slip up and buy lower bids. Sometimes it's literally just to test that there is a certain amount of equity here, or a certain amount of volume. It's really nothing important. I really don't pay attention to pre-market action a whole lot because 90% of the time it's not really helpful. So don't ever let what happen. I mean, it's nice to note like, oh, well, we held a good level and we got a good bounce, you know, right into the area we're looking at. You know, that's something you could note, and that's important. But I wouldn't necessarily look at like the candlesticks that happen. You have to remember the volume in pre-market and extended hours is going to be a lot lower. You can see it actually change over 2000s mark when I scroll down that far, when in fact we're normally used to millions of volume. So there's not much volume in pre-market, and there never will be. So it's not the most important thing. But it is cool to sit there and go, oh, well, it came down and it retested that same high or low level again. You know, they kind of made that low here. They kind of came down and tested that level again. So it is cool to say, oh, well, they tested it. You know, you could totally say that. So that's a key level like I just put on the list today. You know, very, very key level. But overall, I really wouldn't let it mess with you. I wouldn't sit here and think about it too hard. Good morning, Miggy. Good morning, Ziri. Glad to see you. Morning, Rambo. Good morning. First time in here with actually having time to watch. Hope the train's Wi-Fi holds up. Hope it does too as well, Hans. Glad to have you in here. And you can also check out the past live streams as well. You don't have to like watch it live, which I know it's a lot better when you watch it live, but since you said you don't have time, you could definitely go back and watch some of the replays and just see what we're about. But glad to have you in here. Good morning, new here, first day. Excited to be with you guys. What's up, Gabriella? Glad to have you in here as well. Morning, Matt. A smaller list, Christian. So the question was, what are your thoughts on keeping a small list of stocks to watch, AMD, Tesla, SPY, etc., as opposed to a larger list for day trading? So I keep this list because I like to go through a more of a variety, and this is still relatively a small list. But the smaller the list in the beginning, the better, in my opinion, just because you're not sitting here focused on 600 different tickers. So I would say it's a lot better to have a smaller list, Christian, like you were stating. Just having a few. I always tell people you should at least watch SPY, you should watch Apple, maybe AMD, and then you should try to find a couple you'd like yourself or that you like the movement of them. He's so right. Once I took extended hours in pre-market out, my trading got so much better. And yeah, so. Where are you getting the 385.06? No, it's not from a fib. 385.06 is from the bigger time frame. Here, let's color code it. Let's do orange. Go out to the daily. It's a halfway point. So we have an emerging candle here, an emerging candle. I took a fib from here to give myself a level in between them, and that's how I got that level. So it's a halfway point of two emerging candles. The emerging candles are from January 20th, 2021. And February 4th, 2021. So that's where that level's coming from. Not a fib. Well, I guess you could say it is a fib then, my bad. But I don't always see it like that. I don't want to say, oh, it's from Fibonacci. No, it's just a halfway point of the range. To give myself that extra level in between. Because it really wouldn't be fair to say, oh, above 380, 389, I'm going to go to 386. Because that's not really fair. So I put that in between area. But the true break above level is 386.25. That's really the key level to look for above today. But the reason I have a higher level set is because the pre-market high. But again, once you cross this area, it's very bullish into that gap fill, which is at about 389.60. So there's a really good breakout here that can possibly happen. But there's also the chance of a slight pullback. And I say that because if you go to where your previous day close is, yes, there's a lot of volume here. But there's no other candlestick sitting here as support until 381.40. So there could be a pretty nasty fall, a pretty big solid dollar drop under previous day close, a little over $1, if we see that move in a rapid pullback manner. So it's kind of there's two really, really good plays on both sides, in my opinion, for scalpers. Yeah, hopefully y'all enjoy the speaker today. We're kind of just going to sit here and talk about the market for a while first, and then I'm going to let him take over after. I'll pull up Discord, and I'll let him stream his screen. I'm excited for y'all to see this speaker. having an anomaly with someone having a problem with the course. I've never seen someone have a problem with the course where they like they either get it or they have a code and they log in and they can't log in. It's like, what? We're going to be covering the market for a little bit. Cameron's asked what time are they coming on. We're going to cover the market for a little bit, like for maybe like an hour or so, and then I'm going to let him screen share on Discord because I really want y'all to see what he has to cover. Especially if you guys are a swing trader, you're going to highly appreciate what this man's going to cover. You know, I'll just go ahead and show who it is. It's my friend Jeremy. His name's We Live on Discord, Jeremy, but his channel is Options Log. This is my friend Options Log. They have a bunch of videos, but a lot of the best stuff is on Twitter. If you go follow him on Twitter, and again, you guys know me, I don't like to shout out 60 billion different people, but Jeremy is one of the... Can I find him this way? Yes, I can. 183 Jeremy on Twitter. It's my boy. So make sure to check him out. But he posts a lot of really... I retweet everything he posts, as you can see. But he gives just straight up, just bland TA that's just following the levels around current price that you need to watch, and then the EMAs. And he gives really good kind of short-term price action info that gives you a lot of what to look at. And it's really just trade ideas, and that's really my favorite part about it, is that it kind of just gives you enough for you to like it, but it makes you go look at it. You know, it makes you go chart it up yourself and figure out what you want to do with it. So that's what I like the most about his post, is that it really does give you a lot of really good potential trade ideas. Your pre-market low is 383.33. Yeah, that's... Let's see, is that right? The pre-market low is actually 383 basically. It's like 383 flat. If you're really wanting to go off the true pre-market low, it's 383. On my screen, at least. Good morning, boys. Let's get after it. Barely got any sleep last night. I had to wake up super early to drive my dad to the airport this morning. Think I'm going to sit today out. Yeah, man, get some sleep, Zeke. Definitely don't want to push yourself when you're mentally tired. But glad you got to take your dad in, man. That's awesome. You're a good person, clearly. But yeah, get some sleep. Don't beat yourself up, Zeke. Morning, Oscar. Always glad to see you. Back to work. Quite some interesting plays. We'll look back at the speaker if I have time. If you ever need someone to explain performance psychology to your audience, please let me know. Yeah, Tobias, let me know on Discord. DM me. I'd love to see what you want to talk about. Happy New Year. Let's do this. What's up, Mike? Always glad to see you. Is he going to Costa Rica while you're over here while you have to go sleep in because you were too tired? That sucks. How was your New Year's Bueller party? Any? I did a little drinking, but I didn't really do anything crazy. I just kind of chilled. I had a seminar yesterday that was mainly from Twitter audiences, which if you are a course owner, by the way, you have... Wow, y'all weren't kidding. That music is loud. I just put my headset on. Oh, you know what it is? You know why it's so much louder? I just figured this out. I had to do this for the seminar yesterday. This is why. Oh my god, I can't believe that's why that was so loud. I can see why y'all were saying that now. Let me know how the music is now. That's a little bit more manageable. Wow. Well, I'm very sorry about that. I could not remember for the life of me. I was like, why is everyone complaining about the music being loud? I was like, what happened here? I didn't change anything. But I forgot I did change something. I went into the volume mixer and I turned my Google tab up. Too low now? Oh, that's great. Alright, this should be perfect volume though. This is literally where I had it for back in the day. Because I would turn it up like that, and then I would turn it down to 1.6 dB. That should be perfect volume now. Let me know though. Yeah, I bet it was very loud earlier. I could only imagine because I had the music turned up on both sides, and then the mixer was up. Man, that is crazy. How to get loud music back? I put my TV on louder. Well, that's my bad, guys. I apologize for that. That's very funny, though. Where does your 380-64 come from on SPY? 380-64 comes from the previous day open. That's why I have that there. You like the Tesla short? Honestly, Kumar, a lot of the time I love taking 40% entries because I love to scalp. But if I see something while we're just patiently waiting here and I see more of a retest play like your 80% entry, then I'll take that. It really just depends on what kind of risk reward I like. But don't sit here and focus on what I'm trying to trade. Try to focus on being good at the levels yourself. Focus on reviewing these charts over and over each day, each week, to get yourself a good view of what you want to look for on 40% and 80% entries. You can't expect to jump into the market and just instantly trade. You do need to go over these charts yourself and give yourself a good amount of practice and visualization on these charts. So add the levels, go to the smaller time frames, view them, circle where would a 40% entry be, where would an 80% entry be. You know, so give yourself that view. All right, well, I need to call my boys.
Yo, yo.
All right, hold up. I need to, like, test my audio real quick. I think you're fine.
Fine like wine.
All right, I think everybody's audio should be fine. This music is still loud in my ears. I think it's because my own headset. There we go.
Yeah, I don't know what your computer did or updated or something, but that stuff was jamming this morning.
Well,
if you
I literally just explained why I was doing that.
Oh.
My volume mixer was all the way up because I'd used that for the seminar yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were, for some reason, everybody in there was quiet as hell to me, so I had to turn them up through my mixer. And then, of course, on stream, my audio was set perfectly, and now then it was messed up. But it's all fine now.
Good morning, everybody. I hope you had a great New Year's. Let's start this year off right. Follow the discipline, follow your rules, follow your trading plan, and let's make some money.
And yeah, Jeremy, if you're here, you can introduce yourself whenever you want. But for a bit, guys, we're just going to cover normal market updates like we normally do. And then after a little while, before Jeremy has to go, he's going to cover a lot of the bigger time frames. He'll stream on Discord, and I'll just pull my Discord over so you can all see it. You're not muted on my end.
Yo, hello.
Oh, you're good.
Oh, what's up, guys?
What's up, man?
Going on?
Yeah, I would never mute you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought the mic wasn't working.
Totally fine, man. This is my boy Jeremy, everybody. This is who I wanted to show out to all of you. Beautiful trader.
Yeah, I don't want to take up too much of your time as you're probably gonna be breaking on the market, so I'll just listen and I'll just trade in the background.
Yeah, man.
I'll call some things. I'll call some things here and there.
Awesome. Yeah, just be comfortable. Be you.
Yeah, I'm just watching Netflix today. Meta and Tesla, as Netflix and Meta chart are setting up, in my opinion. I'm also watching Netflix, and Tesla. I'm just watching for a continuation for weakness if the market decides to show more weakness.
Smart idea, yeah, because it's already down. If SPY pulls back, Tesla might as well crack 116. Good eye, good
That's
eye.
the plan.
Meta blowing up before open.
Yeah, that daily is setting up nice too. I think above one, if it holds above 121 or holds green in the day, I'll watch for pullbacks so long. Because it's breaking an inside day bar on Thursday, so above 121.
Oh yeah, I have an area of demand or supply here too. Right at 121. I think that was supply. Alright, market's opening in at 7 seconds, everybody.
Hurry up and wait.
Oil futures are coming down. The flag just played out. I didn't even see that. Oh yeah, they got that dip down. So energy gonna have a lower open today. Yep, energy's falling. Nice. AMD popped above for a hair. They're slowing down though. Tesla pulling back. See a lot of things pulling back right at open, but I see Amazon, AMD. We saw Meta. Meta's flying right now.
Meta's moving.
Google.
I think as long as Qs hold above 267, which is last week's high, that'd be a nice backtest area to watch for bang names along.
Okay. Yeah, we're getting a lot of different moves here right at open. Yeah, good morning, everybody. We have almost 250 people in here. Be sure to drop a like on the stream. Thank you guys for already getting us to 100 right before market open, so I appreciate y'all a lot for that. That's awesome. Let's have a kick-ass 2023. And yeah, Jeremy, we can schedule it later for if you want to do this Sunday or a different Sunday or not. But I'd love to have you on a Sunday stream as well so you can have a more elaborated amount of time.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Bet. VIX breaking down below 23 for now. JK. Apple breaking previous day high. See if it holds. Could call out Daffy. Yeah, Apple getting a very nice pullback under that 129.90s right now.
I would keep eyes on this Meta as things pull back and it's still pushing, so I'm keeping this on pullback watch.
It's crazy too because last week and everything pulled back. The strongest sector was Meta, Google, Netflix sector, XLC. Google's trying to hold. Nothing crazy yet. And make sure to not trade the first 10 minutes, everybody, unless you're scalping or someone who's been doing this for a while. The first 10, maybe even the first 30 minutes is a great time to just kind of sit, watch, let the levels play out, and then start to look for better opportunities for trades. So don't beat yourself up if you miss the first 10 minutes.
Netflix is back testing its Friday close here.
But in Google, yeah, just pushing nicely. Microsoft caught a nice little retest and is pushing back up, but Apple not so much. So looking for Apple to turn around and Tesla too.
Huge weakness on
SPY's
Tesla.
trying to hammer off the 200 EMA on the 5-minute.
Ooh, good call out. Solid support.
Futures also wicked to yesterday high and pushed off of it, so that's looking good.
So yeah, might be seeing a bounce here to the upside here pretty soon. Small caps doing really well. Good job D-Touch calling that out. AMD's getting an open range breakout. At least they're trying to hold 6620s. Tesla trying to maintain above 116. Apple long-legged small body candle. Very, very indecisive open for Apple. Right above a very solid level of the previous day close. Same for Nvidia. Amazon pushing higher. They're like looking like AMD. Netflix is at its last line of defense with its previous day close and this 294 from the bigger time frames. Yeah, Meta just still holding up like it doesn't care. Google catching up with Meta. So XLC sector strong again. Microsoft, Apple both having indecisive candles but holding up relatively well. Square moving higher. BA trying to move higher. Cool, cool, cool. The only red sectors are staples and energy. Good call out, Daffy. So I have a level after the 386.20s. The next one's 388. Yeah, 388 is the next one, and then 390 are my next 2 levels above the pre-market high breakout, as well as that bigger time frame potential gap fill breakout above 386.20s, like you just said. But yep, you got it right on the dot there, though, Noah. You and me are right there in line. Here, I'll do this so nobody has to ask that. Just have it like that. Oh yeah, just in case anybody didn't know, the reason Tesla is having extra weakness today, and it's not its only reason, there's of course other reasons, but the reason they have extra weakness today is over the weekend they came out that they had 100,000 less vehicles delivered than what was expected. So that's why they're having continued weakness now. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them back at 111, 108 area. 111 is my next bigger level, but 109.50 is down there as well. So I'd watch that if you see more sell-off and you start to see them slow down around those levels. Watch for a potential base build. It might even be their low of day today.
Amazon is also showing some nice strength right now.
AMD still holding? Nope. They pulled back. They didn't even try to hold that level. So yeah, Meta, Amazon, Google all had really good strength right at open.
Netflix is trying to base. Netflix is trying to base on the Friday close here. Netflix. See if this could base curl.
Oh yeah, nice, good call out.
Showing some nice fireworks on Friday close.
Very, very strong spot. Yeah, SPY having trouble with 385 right now. Healthcare went red. Good call out, Isaiah. Yes, first target would be 388. Remember, I have it all typed out right here. So everything you're asking, I typed out.
Microsoft getting over its pre-market high now. Apple coming back over that pre-market low. Got a minute 30 on this first 10-minute candle.
Meta above 124.70 has a gap towards 128.50. SPY high day here. And Netflix is holding green, trying to curl.
Amazon really getting going. So is Google, Microsoft. XLM pushed up off that retest nicely. Apple pushing up off the retest pretty nicely. See if we can get over 385.50.
Yeah, I'd watch Netflix then, like Jeremy was saying. Other communication service stocks are moving higher. Netflix is the lowest one right now. I'm bouncing off a very good area. So
yeah, I think Netflix is a great.
You should be bullish, I guess is what I'm trying to say, as long as it's holding this general vicinity.
Yeah, I think as long as it holds green today, it's not a bad shot too long. Just see where this goes.
SPY's trying to push and close over 385. They closed over 385. Very, very good spot for SPY to have themselves a chance of hitting today's pre-market high. So we'll see if they go smack that here in the next 10, 20, 30 minutes. Tesla very weak under 116. AMD finally closed above 6620s. A good call out whoever said BA earlier. I don't remember who it was. But someone said BA. I think it was WAG Trader. Great call out, brother. Seems to be getting a good push ever since your mention. And Apple retook their today's open, so good retake by Apple after losing the previous day close in the first 5 minutes.
Personally, I'm watching for a pullback on Meta towards 124.70, which is a weekly high, and also a VWAP intraday.
I was getting that push over 385.50 going to 386, looking towards that pre-market high like Josh just mentioned. Amazon pushing higher.
Tesla woodshed treatment. Q's pre-market high, great call out too. But love the call outs today from you guys in chat today. I love that you guys are pointing out what ticker, what level, and you're labeling that level. I appreciate that a lot. Great work, everybody. Keep it going. SPY $1 above 385 now, hitting the next level from the bigger time frames at 386.20. We're hitting the top of that gap fill as well, or bottom of that gap fill I should say, on the bigger time frames. We are right there. Touched it to the cent just about. So keep eyes above the 386.20s, but we do still have the pre-market high to keep in check. So everybody keep that on watch. Y'all are vibing like Migos in the stream, just bouncing off each other. Love it. It's honestly because Jeremy, myself, and Devin, we all trade genuinely pretty close to the same. So anything Jeremy's looking at, it's going to be very easy to comprehend for me and Devin to pick up on, and vice versa. So it's very easy when all of us have good teamwork. I knew Jeremy would be a good fit.
Thanks, brother.
And I'll make sure to drop his socials again at the end like I did in the beginning, just so you guys can support him as well. I pretty much, it's probably one of the, I think it's only one of the 3 or 4 Twitters I have notifications on, so anytime he posts his charts, I can just instantly go and look at them.
It's a nice uptick in volume on SPY here, looking to test this pre-market high area. Our weekly high is also at 387.40, so if it clears above that, it's like a weekly or daily breakout, I'd say.
Amazon's still pushing. Microsoft's still pushing. XLM started pushing up over that opening price, but hasn't confirmed over opening price. Berk B's popping that pre-market high.
Well, no, I want to see it close over this level. I just was pointing out that we're touching the top or bottom of the gap. I keep saying top, bottom of the gap on the bigger time frame. Just to kind of remind everybody, since that was one of the things I covered last week and today. But yeah, 386.85 is really what I want to see break. We're getting a pretty normal reaction after a very good amount of buyers showed up. It's very normal, so I wouldn't be surprised if we had to slow down, consolidate a little bit, and then get that breakout, or it'll fail and we'll have to look for it under today's open for a potential break to the downside. So there's a lot we can look at today. Again, just because it's the start of a new year doesn't mean you need to trade today. There's no need to take a trade every single day. That's what I push my community for. No need to trade every single day, every single move, every single candle. There's no need to do all of that. So don't think just because it's a new year you have to trade today. Be comfortable when you find your entry. Be comfortable when you're looking at your setup. And if something's a little off, it doesn't feel effortless, then you need to go back and review more. Go take some time to actually go out and post some of your entries, exits, stop losses, targets. Create plans, type them out, and go back and review. Give yourself that chance, though. Took a second, but I thought Devin said Burt's Bee like the lip balm. Saying Burke B. Apple rejecting Golden Pocket from pre-market high to low of day. Exactly. Don't be in a hurry to lose money. Wait for the setup. Tesla is getting a pretty good bearish retest to the downside right now. Very good high volume inverted hammer at resistance of that gap on SPY. Very, very strong seller candle popping up now.
Meta is pulling back on lighter volume into VWAP here.
Keep eyes on Netflix under 294s. If that does happen, it'd be a really good short. Retested today's open on SPY. I'll go ahead and color code these for everybody. Good morning, Anna J. Said first trade of the year. Grab SPY calls as we tested pre-market low. Sorry, I read that wrong. Bad fill because I wasn't logged in. Closed the position as we tested 386.21 for 70%. Wow! Round of applause, everybody, for Anna J. Beautiful job, man. Can't wait to see that trade review. Sinful. Strong resistance on AMD at 66.85. Good call out, Jazz. Short SPY from key 386.11 level. Easy cash money. The cash money meme will live forever.
Apple's rolling right here and pulling hard.
Yeah, they're rejecting from that 129.90s. Very good movement to 129 flat. Keep eyes on Netflix under 294, everybody. Very strong pullback on SPY so far. Still relatively in the range, but breaking today's open is a very strong sign. Which means they most likely want to go test this area right here. AMD's got a pretty good pullback. Really good seller momentum there too. Same inverted hammer as SPY. Apple's through that 129.
Futures are losing their yesterday high.
Netflix breaking 294s. Mel's and SPY puts. Oh boys, you guys know what's happening then.
Yeah, we're really dragging us down. Microsoft coming back down. Apple's on, or not Apple, Meta's almost at that pre-market high. Same with Google. See if those areas are going to hold. XOM rejected, coming back down to that previous low right above yesterday low.
QQQ is back testing last week's high and 200 EMA in the 5-minute here.
Good try, 762. Thank you for posting that. Good call out to Taylor. Good call out Jazz. Good call out Daffy. Great call out Jazz again, testing PMO. Dang, meant to buy 3 contra apple. Guess I got 1 by accident. Took profit at 129 target, but no runners. Oh, totally fine, Sherman. You still got a really good scalp on that apple trade, though. It's very quick. I think the only thing that really kind of gave you good confidence, too, is the fact that it did this move here and then actually closed back under. So that was at least a good candle to get. And then, of course, all the sellers taking it straight down to 128.40s. They didn't even care about 129. They went straight to the previous day open. Oh, good stuff, Jackson. Beautiful job on your meta trade. And see, this is what I'm talking about. I have not once held Jonathan Sherman's hand. I didn't hold Jackson Abernathy's hand. They did all of this on their own. Give credit to whoever you want, but overall, you guys are the ones working your ass off. Continue. Continue maintaining. Continue working hard. We're not here to hold hands. Held my hand, but we weren't trading. We're just walking through the park holding hands. You know how it be.
ES coming back below that yesterday high. SPY coming back down towards that yesterday high. See if it's going to break that.
Let's go, Netflix puts. Let's go.
Rant money. Let's go. Break this shit.
Don't be greedy, everybody. 291 and 290 are the targets. We're already pretty close to the first target. God, I love to see it.
SPY's testing the Friday close here.
I love to see it.
Microsoft's really getting down, coming back to that previous spot right below 242 it wicked off of. Apple's almost at yesterday low.
All right, looking to trim some Netflix puts here. We'll have runners to 290. Stop loss for all of this is at 294.20. For anybody who's in the Netflix play. Good job, Cheap-tastic. Always glad to hear that. Your $500 account's off to a hot start. It's 890 now. Wow, man, that's a huge jump from such a small amount. Huge, huge, huge growth today for you. Definitely do not give back your gains today. Beautiful job. And remember what I said, everybody, on SPY. Under this 380, 389, we will most likely want to retest this better break below area, and they have just now done that. So great job if you've been paying attention to some of the SPY TA I've been covering back and forth. Try to switch between a few charts. Netflix getting really close to that 111 after, Tesla after another fall. God, Netflix at 111, the market might flip over. Netflix hitting 291. Let's go, everybody. My bad, Jeremy. Go ahead.
Q's and SPY are both at prior to close, so expecting a bounce here would like a slowdown here would make sense for the bears.
Meta losing its pre-market high with Google now.
Microsoft is low of day.
11% on Netflix got filled late near the end of the day. Breakout candle exited at 291.63 daily. Beautiful job, Brady. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Oh, Cheaptastic, that's funny. That's actually what I was laughing at, was what you just said. You literally can't give back your gains. It's probably better that way right now, though. But great work, Cheaptastic, seriously. I know how hard you've been working, how long you've been looking at these levels, how long you yourself have been visualizing, so I know you know what to do. It's just about maintaining. Great work, man. But everybody take profits on Netflix. Don't sit there and be greedy. The next break's going to be 290, but I think we're going to get a little bit of sideways trading first. Don't worry if you didn't get into puts. Wait for retest and be patient. Look at that. Money Lisa leading by example, giving you guys the exact advice that you should accept. Don't worry. Be patient. Wait for that retest. All we've seen so far are open range breakouts in a lot of these moves so far. Great job, though, and everybody on Netflix and if it, whatever else, whatever other trades you guys took. That was just the main one I was going over. Beautiful start to the day so far. A little bit of a pop and a very hard drop. Still technically in range, though, on SPY. We'll see if 382.40s do not hold up. If they do not hold this area here, we have to expect that they want to test this area here between 380.60 and 381.25. Meta all the way back right above open. Nvidia gap filled. Wow. Apple literally testing previous day lows right now.
Wow, Tesla almost down 10% today. That's nuts.
That is nuts. SPY
Nvidia's rolling red now.
Yeah, SPY's breaking that area under previous day high, previous day close. Watch for a pullback to 381.20, 380.60, like I said a few moments ago. AMD also going to fill that gap, which is what its sister Nvidia just did. Just Apple breaking previous day lows, not just testing, breaking previous day lows now. King of the market's pulling back strong. XOK nearly green to red now. Great call out, Isaiah. It's good, Coach. How you doing, man? Hopefully your New Year's weekend was relaxing. Two 3-day weekends in a row. A lot of you guys should be rested mentally on your charts. Very good start to the new year, though. Loving it. Great call out, Tulip. He said Qs are under previous day high, previous day close. What time is the EU close?
11:30 for EST.
All right, so 10:30 my time. All right, so in like 30, 45 minutes, I'll hand it off over to Jeremy so he can cover his stuff before he has to dip out. But I will be, yeah, 30, 45 minutes we'll cover that.
Got a new 10-minute candle.
Thank you, Isaiah. Appreciate you. Typing out the best time zone. Do you suggest to keep pre-market chart for watching daytime? I mean, you don't necessarily need to have the pre-market on. I just like to have it on so we can see everything. Because I do add like my pre-market high here and my pre-market lows down here. But I guess you don't need it if you don't really want to look at it. It's really personal preference. Add the levels, see how you like it. Make sure, guys, if we have buyers, if buyers cannot get past this area, this is the retest. Yep, great call out, Isaiah. Right as I'm saying it, you're typing it. Beautiful job, man. I can see you're right on it again. And you guys see what I'm talking about? With enough time, consistency with reviewing the levels, visualizing, practicing, you could be exactly where Isaiah is, typing out exactly what I'm saying as I'm saying it. Great job, Isaiah. Round of applause to you, man. Love to see your hard work.
XOM holding support pretty well, getting back above pre-market low.
Yeah, Tulip, I saw you reacted. That dude's trade review is pretty good, huh? Your boy, Joe. That was a nice trade review. I like how he organized it. Still failing by buyers under the previous day high, previous day close area. A continued rejection of this will most likely bring a retest of 381.20 and possibly 380.50. Yeah, that was a nice reversal, Tulip. Oil coming back up now, past where they broke down right before market open. Good call out, Isaiah. All shucks. And how's everybody in the stream so far? How's everybody feeling? You guys taking a trade? You guys are just kind of sitting, being patient, waiting for a new opportunity? Have you already taken a trade and you're just wanting to chill now, just kind of watch? How's everyone doing in the stream? Let me know. And yeah, today is our 106th stream, I think, publicly.
Spies bear flag against the prior day close here.
Hughes making lower on the day.
Like Bueller and Devon. Nice and slow
Expect
growth.
SPY to follow.
Good callouts, good callouts. Don't beat yourself up, Sinful. Take the slow road. You can't, you know, if you can't control something, no need to beat yourself up about it. Like your energy, though, following along, even with that. It's great to be back. Got those Netflix books off the low volume, pull back before a dump. Beautiful job, Noxta. And whether you took that with me or by yourself, I don't care. I'm very happy to hear about your gains and your good trade. Great job, man. Same with you, Money Lisa. Killed Netflix puts, just watching. Beautiful job. Took easy profit on Meta, 22. Good job, Hillbilly. Good job, Coach. Yeah, AMD filled that gap as intended just because its sister NVIDIA already sold off and did their gap fill. They did it a little bit earlier than AMD. So nice to see the AMD gap be filled. The pre-market gap, that is. And now they're hitting their previous day close. Looks like a majority of the list already kind of panned out. Amazon's still relatively in range. Netflix, that was our main one. AMD did pretty good as well. Apple did really well. Just too quick, probably. And Meta did really good to the upside and already back down to its break above level now as support still. So keep eyes on Meta as they're still relatively holding good strength, even with all this pullback. Keep eyes on SPY though. I think that's my next favorite one for a continued short. So if you're starting to enter now, keep your stop losses at 380.260. Your main target should be, one, the low of day and the 381.20s, but a good outer target would be 380.60s. So keep eyes on low of day, 381.20s, and 380.60s. This is a pretty good short entry spot for a retest. Stop loss at 382.60, of course, because that's the break below. No, Mel, you're definitely not the only one who took SPY. A bunch of people just said they took SPY. You were not the only one. Plus, I didn't have time to take SPY. I was doing Netflix. I'm not going to sit here and trade two things at once. If you thought the gym was bumping on January 1st, they haven't seen this stream on the first day back.
That's true. There's a lot of people in here.
Except, unlike those people who show up to the gym on January 1st through the first month or two, you guys are going to be here all year. You're not going to give up after a little bit of pain or after a little bit of uncertainty. You guys are going to continue to push through. Don't be one of those people who say, I'm going to do this year, and then you give up after February. Don't be one of those.
Got 2 minutes on this next 10-minute candle.
Apple with a very, very, very impressive pullback. For life. Oh, awesome job, Mitch. Very happy to hear that. This song does jam, Mike. You missed that whole Apple move, shake my head. Don't beat yourself up. Review. Go back after today's done and say, look, how could I have done this differently? And we're now hitting the 111s on Tesla. If anybody took any puts on this from my mention under 116 down to 111, be sure to take profits, don't be greedy. Three out of three today, though, for me on Apple, Tesla, and Netflix. Very happy to see a lot of my plans are working out. Trying my best to switch around in an organized manner so you guys aren't missing as much. But hopefully you guys are catching some gains.
Low day.
Hell yes, that retest play working. Anybody in the retest play that I mentioned? Good short-term profits again at low of day if you're taking just small gains. Main target should be 381.30 though. Farther out target at 380.60. What percentage was it though, CN Ready? I don't really care about the equity amount. How much did you risk to earn that $12? Let's focus on percentages. Percentages are a little bit more consistent. Equity amounts can kind of throw you off a little bit and make you feel like you're not doing as good when in reality you're probably killing it. You're just not using a lot of premium to get into these trades. %? Well, there you go. 10%'s a beautiful amount, man. Don't ever let anyone tell you 10% is not a good gain.
Those
Great job,
bases
Kumar.
add up. Spy pulling hard here.
Let's go. First take profit spot hitting. Be sure to take most of your profits here. Runners, you're looking to take profit at 380.60s. Beautiful job, guys. 4 out of 4 today.
Nice, nice.
Not messing around with the new year.
Starting the year right.
Written money. Microsoft coming down some more. Apple really pulling that down.
I love the stock market.
XOM coming down a little bit more. See that 381 break.
Spy has increased volume on this breakdown, and Qs are pulling to new low day as well.
Amazon and Meta holding up really well compared to everything else.
Europe may have castles, but America has Buc-ee's. About 20-30 minutes too. I'm gonna let Jeremy take over the stream on Discord, and I'll show his screen off. So be ready for that.
Sounds good.
All of you swing traders are gonna love this. Good Lord, Tesla's down 10%. Yeah, that one's a little wild. Hitting 111 on the dot, which was my main target on the day. Remember what I said, 111 is my main level to sell off to today. We're now hitting it. So should you take any more short entries on this? Probably not. It's very low probability. You're already down 10% on the day. Now they're slowing down in that range I was talking about on SPY. So now we can watch for a base build, see if we get a bounce here, or see if we're going to get some consolidation into another sell-off. This is what you guys should be looking out for, though, on both sides. Wow, good job, Amy. Wish I would have gotten in on that Chinese play with you. Beautiful job. Because, yeah, I was just looking at K-Web from your mention earlier, and they were up big. Good call out, Jazz. It's always good to look back and see those kind of things. Took some on SPY on that pull down. 100% win rate for the year so far. I'm undefeated. Love to see it, Sherman. 1 scalp on calls it open, 22% gains. 2 scalps on puts, averaging 51% gains. Beautiful job, Sandollar. I love seeing you guys using the levels to help you guys keep things simple. Beautiful, beautiful job. The 2 red lines seeing ready. These are previous day high, previous day close. So this is our initiating range, pre-market high, and then this area here. Which a lot of people took puts after it broke today's open up here for an open range breakout inside of the range. And then you had another open range, and then you had a retest, which I called out, and a good little dip after that. But that's where I'm getting those 2 levels. And again, guys, we do this every morning in pre-market prep, so make sure you guys tune into the pre-market prep. If you guys go back and review any streams, I would at least watch that first 30-40 minutes so you can watch what we covered in pre-market every day. It shows you how we establish what we're looking for, establish our ranges, establish what levels we're going to use to break out, and I make my list live every single morning. Hey, good job, Mac Daddy. I love that you're trying not to tempt yourself, too. Beautiful job, man. Apple new low of day, very scary. Very, very scary. Boeing actually holding up pretty well. Yes, McCade Mall. Beautiful name, by the way. McCade. But yes, last day. What time does pre-market start? It starts very deep in the morning. When I start my stream, though, for the pre-market prep, it's normally 40 to 45 minutes before market open. Market opens at 8:30 Central Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern. Would that break of 384.41 be the orb? Oh, let me go back. The open range breakout, at least in my opinion, was right here. But you had a good kind of initiating break of today's open, which was up here at those 384s. So yes, no, you would be correct. That would be the start of it. You have to remember, today's open is a very strong level. This is why we talk about it every single stream. I'm going to look now, Barack. 381 and... Does it say 378.64? I can't tell. The lower circle. Which that's kind of the general vicinity of where my next levels are. Again, if you kind of back it out here, you can see previous day low, the wick of it, the meat of it, and then we have a bigger time frame level here. So this is where they're going to go sell off to if they can't hold this area. And the second level is hitting now, so if anybody had any extra contracts or runners, you should be taking profits on full position at 380.64 right now from my retest entry call out. So all targets have now been hit on the SPY trade. Beautiful job. And yeah, no problem, Barack. I'm happy to see your levels are lining up with mine. And again, I like that. What I like is seeing a lot of you guys kind of take your own path. You know, I don't care how you or how many of these levels you draw. I don't care how you trade them. What I care about is that you're doing it on your own. I don't want to sit here and beg you to do this or that. I want to be able to just cover what I want to cover and see you guys do well off of the information. So I'm very happy to see a lot of you taking initiative on your own and not looking for someone to hold your hand. I love seeing the maturity rising in here. Good job, Barack, leading by example. Because that way, you don't have to ever go back and ask simple questions like, oh, what's a 40% entry? You know, you should already have that memorized. You're the one who went over it. And yeah, Netflix hitting 290, which was the farther out target. So good job on that if anybody still had runners or not. For real, Mel. We're killing it on the first day of the market.
And so far, 10-minute candles have all had pretty decent volume, over 1 million shares, almost all of them. So it's looking pretty decent on volume so far.
Apple has now officially fallen below the $2 trillion market cap today. We've seen the king lose $2 trillion. Devin, check off topic chat. I don't know who that is, but that's pretty funny. Anyone out there, keep it simple. Don't worry about indicators. Money, easy come. Oh, easy go. True. Just like my ex. Sorry if you had to know me. My spy is my ex. I think spy is all of our ex. But we all still love her for some reason. No problem, McCade. And if you have any problems, just DM me. Oh, that's you, Breaking Love. Love the name. I thought that was a funny post. Is BB branching out? It's like some random fitness lady.
EB fitness training.
That's very funny.
Better butts.
Is that what it stands for?
I guess. Or be beautiful. XOM breaking their yesterday low.
And check out this meme, everybody. My friend Mike posting this needs a repost. He posted it last night as well. But it's Jim Cramer opening up a bag of red candlesticks. Pretty good. We got a couple meme lords in my chat. Devin, could you reshare that trade log in the YouTube stream?
Yeah.
And can you DM me it as well? I wanted to tag somebody in chat that needed it. They were having issues saving mine, so I wanted to resend it out.
Yes, one of my mentorship students said something that like they couldn't get access to yours either.
Which is weird though, because we had like 20 or 30 people save it.
yeah, no, that's what I was kind of telling him. I was like, I'll try to figure it out for him.
Actually, it's funny I bring that up. Jeremy's actually the guy whose trade log I'm sharing around.
Oh, okay.
Because you made mine look like shit.
Yours is pretty good. Yours inspired mine.
No, yours had a lot more like things to kind of maintain, which I liked because it makes people think about more like, oh, this is the type of trade I took, or oh, this is the level of risk I had. You know, there's a whole lot more going on.
Yeah.
But check out Devin's real quick. You can share yours too, Jeremy, if you want. You don't have to though.
I'll probably share mine later. I'm currently sitting in a SPY trade.
Oh no,
I
you're
was,
fine.
I was really taking the same trade that you took. I took the first initial back test on Friday close, just risking above that, and I'm just riding it down now. So some runners.
Yeah, no pressure.
Looking back at it, ES and SPX on the 10-minute had a really nice 3-bar play to the downside. If anyone wants to go back and look at it for an example.
What level would I expect a reversal? At any area of levels. So like right here, we could expect one if they build some base here. If not, they can't maintain holding this area, then you'll see another sell-off, and then they'll have to try and build some base here. So it's pretty much here or here right now is where we're looking for possible reversals, Bob. Bob. Took an 80% entry on the SPY, failed retest of yesterday's close, 382.44. Wrote it down to the pre-market low of 381 and sold for 39%. So far, I'm 3 for 3 winners using the BB system with huge gain. Beautiful job, Shamrock. I love to see it, man.
We're still making new lower days. Meta's held really nice and coming back up to that pre-market high.
Alright, I think I fixed the permission setting on the trade log I have.
Microsoft losing this yesterday high. This is really going to go back to 108, isn't it?
No problem, Natalie. I saw a few of you had problems with it, so I wanted to make sure y'all had that, because I saw Nox to ask me a couple times, and I didn't have time to send it this weekend. I saw a few of you talking about it, so I'm glad that me and Devin shared the sheet so you guys can have some, because click on the link mail on either of them, and then at the top left, you should be able to click File, and then Copy, or even Download, and then you can move it over to your own, it'll be yours, and then you can delete that top line, and you can edit it however you want. Add your own trades in there. But it's a really good thing everybody should do to track your trades. It's really good for organization, as well as trying to pick up on what are you possibly, or to see what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses through your own trade log. It's very, very smart.
Microsoft is rolling red here. If Microsoft holds red, more downside on tech and SPY would make sense after the weakness of Apple as well. The only things holding green are Google, Amazon, and Meta.
Healthcare's starting to come down a little bit too after trying to hold steady all morning, so it's definitely look like, yeah, coming to break down right now. If we can break this previous low.
SPY is breaking a low of day here.
Is this back-to-back 3-bar plays? So moving lower, Tesla moving lower.
I like how you said that, Trevor, not in an uptrend, because that is where we would want to look for those better dark club covers. I love how you stated that. But so far you are correct. Which actually it's almost an engulfing right now, but not really fair to say because it's only 9:30. It's only been an hour after open.
Showing some buyers against this 380 level.
I do like where your head's at though, Trevor. If you scroll up, Noah, you can click on either of the Google Docs me or Devin sent in the YouTube chat. I also just reposted both in the Discord on Trade Floor. Yeah, Trade Floor. So if you're in the Discord, you can see them easy too. Bueller, I am 16. Wow, really? That's very impressive. And I just made 10.55% of my account. Thanks, dog. You've helped me so much. Appreciate everything you do. Appreciate you, man. I really do appreciate you back. But that's insane, dude. If I could meet 16-year-old me, I'd slap him in the face and tell him, hey, straighten the hell up. So you're ahead of a lot of us, Logan. I love to see it, man. It's a time and process game. And I just sent this out in chat, but emotions are only conquered through process and time. Continue to take that time and go through the process and visualize. I mean, keep it up, Logan. Beautiful job, man.
16 is such a good age to trade at. I wish I started trading at 16.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, man. If I could go back to 16-year-old me, I'd shake the hell out of him.
You're definitely at advantage, my guy. So stick with it. Take it slow. You got plenty of time. I didn't start trading stocks till I was like almost 24. So yeah, man, you're definitely in a good spot. Definitely just keep it moving.
Microsoft is pulling hard here.
Hillbilly, go back and watch the pre-market stream, man. Plenty of trade plans. Talked about 4 worked out today. Just gotta pay a little bit of attention.
Hillbilly, you might have been busy, but yeah, I covered 4 trade plans today. And I cover a lot right in pre-market prep, like Devin just said. So take your time, go back and review it. But we do share our trade plans. I don't just sit here and call out levels. I'll call out what's possible. Like on this trade, when we were sitting here retesting this, I said as long as it doesn't close over this, you should look for entry down for the downside more with your stop loss at 382.60, for example. I will not just leave you out to dry. But I'm also not going to sit here and baby you, you or anybody. I'm not going to sit here and say, guys, get into 382 puts at 0.06, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not going to do all that. It's up to you. But in the end, I do cover a lot. You weren't in the stream? Totally fine. Totally fine. But we do share our trade plans. I love giving out information. I hate leaving people out to dry. So, thanks for the snark, though, whoever that was. That was Devin.
not that I'm coming at you, but if anybody, if you have something going on in the morning, you don't get to come at the market at the time that you want to. The first thing you should do is sit down and set up your trade plan. You don't want to come into the market after it's already been trading for an hour and a half and just take a trade. You really want to go take it a little bit slower. And yeah, take the time to go back, watch the pre-market stream real quick, watch it and fast forward. You can watch it at like 1.5 speed real quick, get that information and kind of see what we were thinking or whatever works for you.
Good job, Hillbilly. Love to see it. Feels great not chasing and staying disciplined.
Burt B's holding up decent, coming back up towards opening price.
Burt Bees.
Yeah, do some burpees. We'll hit in 125.
That's wild to see. I gotta see it with my own eyes.
What?
The market cap. Yep, they are. They're officially at 1.99 trillion. About 10 million off. Sheesh.
Yeah, Apple's a lot wiped out a decent amount of market cap today.
Shout out Burt Bees. We should get Burt Bees to sponsor us. Nvidia's under, what'd you say? Previous day low. Good call out, Brady. And yeah, cracking true low. Great call out. They got past the meat of yesterday's open right here at about 143. They smacked that previous day low. Now they're breaking it like you just said. Great call out. Apple has another trillion to lose. Possibly. I mean, that'd be very bad for the overall global economy because they're looked at as a global staple in terms of who owns their supply and demand chains. Their supply chains, they run that. Same for Costco. Costco's another one that if you see ever drop rapidly, it's not really a good sign for the rest of the market. Those are two stocks I love to kind of gauge the strength on. Oh, and the girls .xyz thing is back. Nice to see.
By 10 minute turning green with about a minute 20 left.
Yeah, what that probably means, Bob, is that there's other sectors, which I can look through right now, that there's other sectors possibly performing very well while Apple's dropping further. Discretionary is actually picking back up. Comms are trying to pick back up. Financials bounced. Industrials got a bit of a bounce. Staples are still holding previous day low. Real estate not really doing much. But it looks like a majority of sectors are getting a small bounce or a slowdown while you have Apple tanking. But in realness, though, XOK still has not cracked previous day low. So, looks like Apple seems to be the main sell-off ticker in that sector.
Top three stocks I like to the upside if they get going on the SPY when it comes up and retests is Meta, Amazon, and Google. They're all really good positions. And like you just said, those sectors are looking good.
Apple and Tesla are the big red ones today. Energy sector's red, of course. But you can see the majority of tech is either gray or slightly green.
Apple kind of seems like some downside capitulation. Like it's just kind of overdone. It's kind of weird.
Capitulation. And here in about 5, 10, 15 minutes, Jeremy will be starting his little, I don't even know what to call it. I don't want to say seminar. I don't want to make it seem like it's going to be that long, but a lot of breakdowns that he's going to go over and really just how Jeremy likes to look at things.
Yeah, I'll definitely give like a trade recap of the trades I took today. I only took 2 trades, one winner, one loser, but I follow my strategy, my plan as usual. And also, usually with swing trades, it's gonna be a little rough for me to go over things with you guys because I usually take a look at things closer towards end of day. Because when taking swing trades, I like to take the trade like the last like 5-10 minutes of the day just for a full daily close of the candle. So it might be a little sloppy.
Well, you can just go over setups and stuff you like and other ones that you've done before. Because yeah, I'm the same way. I don't see the point in getting to a swing entry when it's like not even lunchtime yet. You know, because you still have half of the day's price action to go. So I'm the exact same way. That makes sense. You know, not going over it like, oh guys, we're gonna get puts today because SPY's a dark cloud cover. Like, no, you still have half the day to go.
Yeah, I think on Sunday I'll probably do a better job of giving like an overall view because the market will be closed and then we'll just be looking at like pure daily charts and like weekly charts and all that good stuff.
Awesome. Well, then today I guess you could just give them a taste, and then on Sunday, whenever we plan to do that, we'll have a lot better setups then for you to go over. So
I guess I'll just go over like my intraday trading, which is very similar to yours. So just like a little like review of like my version of your trading.
awesome.
All right, sounds good.
But yeah, I just liked how you do the EMAs too when you do your swings, because Barry does the same thing. I used to do the same thing with all the EMAs. I should probably start getting back into that now, because it really does make things a lot, I don't want to say easier, but it feels effortless when you put those on and you're looking for better consolidation. You look for breakouts above a certain EMA to another EMA.
Yeah, I feel like me and Barry have very similar trading styles in terms of swing trading.
Oh yeah,
like, very similar.
Y'all are like almost the exact same.
Yeah,
so
I see trades he take and yeah, I see the trades he take and I'm like, that's like the same exact trade I just took. Like, it's funny.
It was funny because it was like a couple months ago, but I was calling out a bunch of swings and he was calling out a bunch. We had like 5 swings in a row, like the exact same tickers, almost the exact same contracts too. It was wild there for a little bit.
Wow. Can I say great minds think alike, bro?
Yeah, it's nice to just kind of have people that are all looking at the same thing, really. Because you, me, Devin, Barry, everybody in chat, Leland, J-Bake, it's just so nice to have a bunch of people looking at the same stuff in the same fashion. Because then we're all kind of aligning our thoughts and we're able to look at it's similar things. So if you mess up and you're like, oh, what did I do? Or if I mess up and I talk to you, it's easy to get some feedback.
I feel like it definitely like raises conviction in trades.
300%.
Yeah.
Meta peeking them back above that pre-market high.
Damn, Nox, I see you dipping into some futures contracts. Be sure to tag Devin too if you have any other questions on SPY futures in chat, or just futures in general, Noxta. He's been dabbling in it for a little bit now too. And yeah, Noxta knows the power of EMAs with levels. He's been kicking ass on some swings here and there too. Barry wears a ghillie suit, straight sniper. Oh, okay, cool. I'll shut up then. Just glad to see a lot of really good teamwork here. The rise of maturity. I like it all. 2023 is going to be an amazing year for all of us.
Yes, sir. Big year.
God, the CLF CEO is seriously the greatest CEO of any company. This dude back to back talks shit to short sellers on his stock. So funny. On an earnings call, he'll just start talking. He's like, your parents will find you as an embarrassment, and this and that. Like, over here talking to analysts and short sellers. Like, dear Lord, dude. Calm down. Who hurt you? So funny. Yeah, if none of you have seen it, I would go to YouTube later on and check out the CLF CEO. Just type in CLF CEO funny clip, and I 300% that you'll find it. It was very funny. Looks like we are getting a higher low made here on this hammer here. Short-term higher low because we really didn't get much trading in between that. And now we're getting a good, decent rising volume move into this level. And now we're getting pretty low volume again as we increase. So looks like buyers are looking to try to defend this area. We'll see where they can get from here. But this is just the first bounce. I wouldn't be surprised to see us return back down and make a higher low or a double bottom and then see if that can hold or not. And if not, we just can keep continuing higher. Watch to see what kind of strength we get around the red area here where we watched for shorts earlier. Exactly, who hurt you? Hurt people, hurt people. The CLF CEO, green candlestick, Cleveland Cliffs, it's a company. CLF CEO. I know, it sounds like I'm like code talking. Alright, Jeremy, will you let me know when you're ready? Take your time.
I'm ready. How do I get on screen share over here? Let's see.
I'll just move over to our Discord call.
Before he starts, I'm gonna head out. I got some stuff I gotta take care of today. If you've traded this morning, make sure you don't give those profits back. It's been an excellent morning, first day of the year. Set us up with some nice plays. So just take it easy for the rest of the day. If you're still looking for a trade, it's excellent. Play it safe. But I will see you guys tomorrow.
See you later, Devin. Have a great rest of your day, man.
All right, give me 1 second.
Take your time.
just gotta close my Fidelity so people don't steal my information. Yeah, I'm gonna close that out.
Yeah, don't give it to me. I'll log into it and get you rich.
Okay, a second. Alright, I think my screen is live right now. Do you see my screen?
Looking good.
Alright, so I'll just start by going over the trades I took today and the reasoning behind why I took the trades. And before I begin, I want to talk about some trading psychology that I'm really trying to work on myself. Like, nobody's a perfect trader. I'm not the perfect trader. I make mistakes. I think everyone knows, like, you're never gonna have the perfect trader, like be like green 255 days of the year. Like, it's pretty much impossible. But that's why I believe it's pretty important to have a set, just a set rule book to just keep yourself into account. My first rule is always to sit on your hands until you see an A+ setup. One thing that I do like that Bueller does is just waiting out the first 10 minutes to just let price action tell exactly what the trend is. So personally for me, my bread and butter trades, I would say are pullback trades. And I like to look for my trades from the day before, which was why I called out Meta early into stream. I did take an L on this trade, but I'm perfectly okay with that.
One second. I'm sorry to cut you off. Is there a way of changing the streaming quality from 720p 30 FPS to 60 FPS maybe? Or even 1080? It should be a thing. If you end it and then restart it, there should be an option to change stream quality. It should at least let you do 60 FPS though.
Give me 1 second. Let me rejoin this call then.
All right, bet. I'm by myself. Oh, he's here.
I'm back. Give me a second.
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off. It's just it was kind of hard to look at.
Oh no, you're good.
It wasn't even anything you did.
3220. I don't have nitro, so I don't know if it's gonna be clear or not. Is it clear?
Let me see. I mean, I can kind of see what's going on, but it's not that clear. Like, I can't read the levels.
Oh no.
How much is nitro? Just get nitro and I'll cash app you.
All right, let me see. How am I gonna set up nitro? I've never done this. All right, wait. Let me stop.
Yeah. Take your time. I'm not trying to like rush it or anything.
No, you're good. Do I need nitro per month or can I get nitro basic? I don't know how this works.
Get the expensive one. I'll just cash app you.
$10.
You can DM me your cash app. Oh wait, I think I can gift you nitro. That's a very good point made. Hold up, I'm moving my Discord off stream. I don't want y'all to see shit. I think I can gift nitro. Hold up.
Oh wait, Christmas gift?
Oh my god, stupid streamer mode. Alright, I think I can gift it to you. Nitro. There we go, gift. Buy gift. Type recipient's name. We live.
We live. Yeah.
Send.
Do I have to restart Discord for this to work? I'm not really sure how this works.
You can accept it and then see what happens.
Yeah, I think I accepted it.
Yeah, maybe close and reopen just for
to
cover our bases.
I'm gonna join the call again. 1 sec.
Awesome. Look at that, guys. I'm giving a gift on the early year. Yeah, I didn't want y'all to watch that with it being lower quality. I'd rather us take our time and get it higher quality because it'll make Jeremy's breakdown be a lot better.
1 second. Alright, is my screen a little more clear?
Was there an option when you went to go stream? Was there an option to choose a different quality at the bottom?
Oh, there is.
Yeah, try that.
I'm on 1080 and...
Let's go! 1080, 60 frames. That's exactly what I wanted, baby.
Let's go.
All right, perfect. All right, we're live and we're clear as day.
All right, so I'm going to go over my day trading. I'll probably go over my swing trade on Sunday because the market is currently live and it's pretty hard, like I said, to really figure out what's going on. So to begin, I usually post my things on Twitter, and I literally follow everything that I post on Twitter. So, for example, I had Meta on watch today, and the reason why I did take Meta is because if you take a look at most of the fan names at the open, so let's just take like a Nvidia, Netflix, or Apple, you can see how Meta was actually holding up while the market was rallying to start, I believe. It was like sort of rallying, so you can see how we kind of held green on the day, got a nice push, and then an inverted hammer, and that's when we really sold off. But called it out early that Meta was holding up pretty well, and the reason why I took an entry here, I took a screenshot of my trades actually, one sec, right here. So you can see I'll be pretty transparent with everything. Just had to blur out my name so you guys don't like steal my information or whatnot. But I entered 2 calls at around VWAP here. And the reason why, like, I don't use single indicators, but the reason why I also like this level is because if you take a look on the daily chart, we're also pulling into the week's range highs. So this was 2 levels of confluence that I liked, as well as you take a look at the prior day volume. We are rallying with abnormal volume. So in my perspective, that is a A+ setup. It's important for you to actually wait, like I said. So for the trading psychology, I think it's always important for you to sit in your hands until you do see an A+ setup that is your A+ setup. So you may be a breakout trader. I'm more of a pullback trader. Everyone has their own style. And the second rule I have is like when I do see the setup, I like to just slam it and size properly to the point where like I won't be shaking out the trade. Like yes, I took a loss on the trade or whatnot, but it's okay because this is my bread and butter setup, so I'm not too upset about it yet. It may reverse and curl to the upside, rip through high of day, probably maybe even fill this gap here like end of day. But I've had to stick to my rules and follow my risk management plan, so that's very important. And another trading psychology thing I like to follow is the fact that you have to trade what the market has to offer you and not what you want from the market. So like, yeah, it's great to have like a daily goal in mind or whatnot, but it's more important to actually just follow your plan and just to trade what the market has to offer you. So that was my first trade of the day. Took an L, but then my second trade of the day was actually similar to Bueller's trade actually. Let me pull up this chart, VWAP. So I've been back testing the 2-minute chart a lot with like the 13 EMA, I think, 13 EMA and the 48 EMA. The reason why I took this trade was because you can take a look at my fills right here. Second. So I took multiple fills. People are probably asking like why you market ordering in. Honestly, I shouldn't be market ordering, but I was playing a little aggressive, and the spreads on like SPY or FANG names are relatively tight. So if they're like 5 cents wide, I really don't mind market ordering in. So the reason why I entered here is because, like Bueller says, priority close is a very important level, and that's a level I'm looking at very closely as well. So seeing that we had a huge flag pull down, let me just clear this chart. It probably looks a little crazy here. Let's make it a little cleaner for you guys.
I love this view though. We get to look at the daily with what you're looking on the bigger, and then on the smaller time frame on the left to see what's going on with your actual trade on the intradays. It's very clean.
Yeah, I like to just like always have like the bigger picture view of things. But if you guys take a look at this yellow dotted line, that also aligns with I'm like a very big EMA trader, like Bueller mentioned earlier. If you take a look at this yellow line, this orange line is the 20 EMA on the daily. So I have a script for it. I can send it out to whoever needs it. I think I said to Bueller earlier, so he might have the script as well. And this 9 dotted line here is basically just a 9-day. And being that I saw the first tap into the 20-day after a while, more than likely, not more than likely, but I do follow EMAs, so I was watching for signs of rejection towards this level. So we had last week's high on, let's take a look at the TA chart. Let's go to weekly, clear this chart. We hit the week high at around 87 here, so 87.41. If you take a look closer towards intraday, we barely missed it, but that is that. So that's one point of resistance that I was looking at. The second point of resistance was a pre-market high, 386, and the third one was the 20 EMA on the daily. So that's 3 levels of resistance that we had to chew through and get above. So seeing that, I didn't want to chase any long breakouts here. I really wanted to see us clear the last week's high for actual like break-in base continuation, for actual like higher conviction plays. You guys probably call this 80% entry. Like I like to call it break-in base is relatively the same thing. And the reason why I took this trade was because I saw it break down, so a huge pull down. And when I saw a back test, I was sitting very patient. Like I mentioned earlier, it's very important to sit and wait for an A+ setups. Like, yeah, I could have probably chased this breakdown here or whatnot, but when you chase breakdowns or breakouts on option trading, it's very likely that you will get burned because you're playing against the premiums. So when you're buying a pullback, your premiums are very protected. And the fact that I'm buying this pullback right here, my risk was simply just going to be a hold above this priority close level. So my risk reward is very good to this trade. First target always it has to be your most recent lows. So I was aiming for the low of day here where I took a trim at. You could just probably look at this and just like do the math yourself or whatnot. And then I ended up just continuously trimming down. And you can see my final exit. I usually use the 1 minute trails time to time. I circled it right here actually. The reason why I took the exit right here was because we had a full 1 minute candle close above the 9. And also, if you take a look at the top left here, we're hitting 94% ATR of the day. And what that means is that based off the last 14 days, the script will basically take in the average range that the stock or the index does trade. So that being said, it was more than likely that I'm not saying I'm catching the perfect reverse on the bottom. I don't know if it's going to reverse or not, but I just want to protect my profits, trail my stops, and make sure my runners don't go against me because it's very important to have proper trade management in terms of just like actively trading, I guess. And yeah, those were my trades for the day, really. In terms of swing trading watches, it's relatively hard for me to actually go over things with you guys right now, purely just because the market is still open. So I don't know where you want to go with that, Bueller.
You could just do a couple examples of what you'd like to look for. So you can use past examples, I guess. You don't have to necessarily use today.
Okay.
And then on Sunday we'll have a better, more stable look. So this is really just going to give them all a taste of what you like. How did you find some of the ones you posted last night and the day before?
Okay, perfect. So if you guys go back on my Twitter, I'm not exactly sure where it is, but a swing trade I did take was FSLR. Let me see if I
Which
can pull it up.
my boy Daffy would love hearing that.
So if you take a look here, I was calling out that FSLR has a daily close below 50 SMA. So in terms of the EMA and SMAs I use the 50 SMA. I also use the 20 EMA and the 9 EMA. So I just been using those for over like almost 3 years now. So I'm very comfortable on how price reacts against those levels. And you guys got to understand that EMAs and SMAs, they don't work in every market. The thing with EMAs and SMAs is that they basically just help you follow trend, and they work well in trending markets. And if you see like this year, it's pretty much a very poppy and pulley market, so they don't work as well. So I like to see stocks that are showing either relative strength for pullbacks into the shorter term EMAs or breakdowns of the larger term EMAs. So I'll consider the 9 to 20 as the shorter term EMAs and the 50 and the 200 as your midterm to your longer term moving averages. So I would say EMAs are very like specific based off the market. So I'll break down exactly what I was looking on this day when I did take the swing trade. So if I just clear up the chart real quick to show you guys what I'm showing. Every time I do chart for my setups, I have one tab where it's just simply price, and I have another tab where we're just looking at moving averages and volume. So I always start on the weekly time frame when taking a look at things, and you can see it right here. If you guys turn on your settings to snap drawings to OHLC, it makes like honestly drawing lines 100 times easier, like extremely easy. So you can see how like I just snapped on these levels. The reason why these are valid support and resistance levels is because you can see we had 1-2 weekly candle taps. And keep in mind, the bigger the time frame is, the stronger the candlestick is or resistance or support is. So this was acting as a very clear major resistance level. And I was also watching this level for a snap down break below. So you can see how like the wick touches here, the body touches here, another body touches here. And then if you take a look at the daily before I did take the trade short, you gotta keep in mind this is basically 149.77. So to make it simple, that's like 150, a whole cycle level number. The reason why I did take a short was because we did get a full daily candle close below the 50 SMA on a very like, look at my times reject this, 1, 2, 3, basically 4 times, and the moving average started curling to the downside. I love to use the 9 to 20 to watch the shorter term trend moves. So I'm not like a very long-term investor or a long-term swing trader. I would say I'm more momentum based. So in terms of momentum based, I like to follow the 9 to 20. You see the 9 to 20 cross the downside, and that's where it was like my short trigger, basically taking this short. So I took it, the candle close the day before, and basically just locked up the profits on the following day. And you could basically see us back testing the 9 now, and it would make sense for us to just bear flag and break back down and maybe crack this right shoulder the downside. So that was one of the trades I took. Some trades that I am currently eyeing out right now is XOM and CBX. Yeah, right there. I usually write down my trades on the side like the day before. You got to make sure you get your nightly prep done just to make sure you know exactly what you're watching for. So the reason why I'm watching XOM is because this sector has been showing some decent strength, but more importantly, I'm watching support and resistance levels along confluence with my moving averages. So you can see here, the reason why I point this chart out is because we get the 9 crossing the 20 to the upside, and the day before actually, the 9 and the 20, if you look very closely, we're curling to the upside. Right now, they're kind of back testing, just trading in range. So I don't really have a long trigger to take this trade long until we break above this 1070 level. So until we do clear that level, I'm just gonna sit on my hands and not really touch anything because there's no point in anticipating a trade here. Like, yeah, I could buy for a cheaper premium or whatnot, but I'm really just anticipating to break above, move to the upside if I'm just buying that. You gotta wait for confirmation essentially. And CVX is also in the same sector. So this was another trade I was watching for. You can see the left side here, 178 is a nice break above or breakdown level. We did break down once here, back tested, kind of created like a nice little base here. See like a nice little base formation built here, and then we are trying to remount this level here. So what I'm watching for now is just see if we could hold this level here and consolidate here and possibly break back up and above that level. And I'll tell you guys how I find my chart from my bit more usually. So on Twitter, I posted on Netflix, Meta, and Tesla. So the reason why I was a fan of Netflix long, I just clear out this chart so things a little more simple. Yeah, because my charts get a little messy when I'm doing my like intraday charting as well as daily charting. So the reason why I did like this long initially was because I'm a big advocate of inside bars. When you have an inside bar trading inside the prior range, that's simply just like a 5 minute consolidation, but like on a huge time frame, like basically a daily time frame consolidation. So my thesis for today's long was to just watch a hold above 295, which is very close to, I would say, let's take a look at the product close levels. So that's why I was watching for potential entries here today. I didn't take the trade because market was pulling back, but I was calling out early. You can see this white line right here is the Friday close. This one right here is a 20 EMA daily, 50 SMA daily, and the 9 EMA daily. So I just have those on my intraday charts as well, just to give me a better feel of the charts. Clearly, this trade did not work out because we were unable to hold green or hold above the 295 trigger level that I wanted it to hold. And the reason why this was a valid trade, in my opinion, is because you can see like we're getting very tight here on the daily, very tight on the daily, and not only that, the EMAs are also curling in your favor. So the 50 is starting to curl up, the 920 being supported, and what I like to do is to see a squeeze above the 20 EMA. So if you take a look very closely on the chart, this orange line is a 20, and we're basically compressed against it. There was not a single day where candle closed above like rejection, 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 and we rejected again today. But if the market sentiment was in favor where SPY was rallying, this was definitely gonna be a top watch for me to like see like, oh, a break above and then a pull back to long basically. I love those 80% entries that people would be taking. They just protect your premium, and this would have been a definition of an A+ setup for my eyes personally, because we are just, it's the first day we're remounting the 20 after huge consolidations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days consolidation. So super tight price action against that. And keep in mind, we do have a gap here. So I do like looking for my gaps on the daily chart with no EMAs or any like indicators at all. So you could just simply just line that up there. Let me just take that off here. So you can see there's also a gap above from 303 to 314. So that's a great, that's a huge gap if the market actually moved in favor. But clearly, you trade what the market offers you. The trade was not provided today, and so I did not take the trade. And yeah, keep in mind, ER is also next month around the 19th. Usually in a bull market, bang names or regular names tend to run into ER, but as of recent in this last year, things have been very, very sloppy. So you just gotta adapt and not expect run-ups into ER anymore. So yeah, that's that trade. In terms of meta, I think I posted yesterday. Yeah, I showed you guys my meta trade. was also watching Tesla for continuation, but that really didn't play out. The reason why I like Tesla for continuation earlier, just imagine this candle wasn't here, is just because you're pulling into 109 was last week's low, so that was pulling into this support area here on the weekly chart. And I was watching for a red to green move and a break above 124.48 purely because it was a weekly hammer, and you got to keep in mind the weekly time frame is stronger than the daily time frames. And another thing I was watching at was the volume pattern. So you can see this very bearish volume pattern as we were selling off here, but I did see a shift of volume where it seemed like there were buyers accumulating at this level. So it didn't go above my white trigger level, which was 124.50. So I avoided that trade. And let me see if I have anything else to watch. And yeah, I was also keeping eyes on BA just purely because this name has been super strong. Every dip into the 90 MA on the daily has been getting bought, but this is not swing tradable or day tradable action for me personally, purely because I like to see sideways consolidations and then a breakout, but we're just having a nice slow grind up. It's not really clear action. When trading, I like to see just range breaks. So let's just say we're trading a range and a breakout. Instead, we're kind of just trading in every prior day's range. So I'm not a big advocate of trading sloppy action like this, and I have a horrible win rate with BA2, honestly. So this name is a no-go for me. And yep, those were the watches I was watching today.
Awesome, man. I love the breakdowns. I like how you kind of have the bigger view. You use your combining EMAs to kind of give you either confluence or just kind of weight kind of signals. And I like how you break it down from bigger down to the smaller time frame to not just give you good swing trade opportunity, but also amazing day trade opportunity. And that's a really big reason I wanted to have Jeremy kind of have a little bit of a session today, and then as well as on a Sunday, just because this information he has is seriously like a lot of what we'd like to look at, and he gives you guys another kind of easier view of how to look at them with the EMAs, kind of another system. So I wanted to support Jeremy in that because it is a beautiful, very accurate trading system.
I forgot there was even a chat room. Wait, Bob asked what time frames are your candles on? So in terms of when I do chart the night before, I always take a look at the daily chart and then a weekly chart. So I start on the larger time frames down. I start on the weekly chart and then I break it down to the daily chart. I don't really use the 4 hour too much or the 1 hour. I'm mainly a daily time frame trader. And then I would base the daily chart to look for intraday day trades. So I would consider myself a momentum trader, and I just like to follow like what is moving up the most of the day or like what is moving down the most of the day. For example, one thing I was watching for earlier today was Tesla short, but I kind of missed it honestly because I was mismanaging. I was managing a different trade. So I did like Tesla short earlier. I was watching for Tesla shorts earlier purely because pre-market Tesla was down about like 4%. If you take a look to the left here, I take a look at FANG names at all times. Oh wow, SPY is breaking. My puts would have been printing if I held, but it's fine. Can't catch it all. But aside from that, I take a look at my FANG names every day pre-market because the FANG names are the heaviest weights in the market. And not only that, they are probably the easiest, not the easiest names to trade, but they have the tightest spreads. So it's important to trade names with tight spreads. So I saw Tesla with like weakness pre-market. So I'd like to keep the names that are weak for short watches and the names that are strong for relative strength continuation. Vice versa, like relative weakness continuation to the downside. So yeah, so I start on the larger time frames, start on the daily, chart that out, and then I move it down to the 5 minute and the 2 minute when trading intraday. And when we are more of a trendy market and when there's actual trend where the SPY or the Qs are actually riding like the 90 MA to the upside every day, I like to utilize larger time frames, like such as like the 10 or 15 minute. But personally, with this market, I find it very difficult to hold trades for a long period of time. I would consider this more of like a scalper's market. Personally, if you guys are killing it, then great job because this market is a very rough market to trade, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't know if anyone else has any questions, but that's about all I got. If you guys have questions, man, you can feel free to DM me on Twitter. I'd love to help you guys.
And yeah, make sure you follow his Twitter and watch it. I make that a daily habit of trying to tune into what he's posting. I even retweet everything he posts chart-wise, so.
Yeah, I do appreciate that.
Just because I love watching. It's funny you said XOM and CVX because XOM was one of the ones I was covering on the daily time frame a week or so ago in my Power Hour stream. And then I started bringing it up more into these streams where it was like, oh, XOM looks like it wants to go higher. So that was really cool that you covered one I also went over. So good stuff, man.
Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. Well, I gotta run because I got some errands to take care of. So I hope you guys did enjoy that segment, and thank you, Bueller, for having me on.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I'd love to have you on more Tuesdays and some Sundays. I'd like to keep pushing you,
Yes,
man.
sounds great, bro. I'll catch you later.
See you, man. Be safe.
All right, later, guys.
All right, you all have me to yourself now. But let me know what y'all thought about that. He's gone now, so you can talk as much shit as you want. But how how was that breakdown by Jeremy though? And this is kind of what I wanted to get y'all in for some swing trading looks, because I don't like forcing people to look at indicators, but I think it's a great thing for people to at least start out looking at whenever you're looking at swing trades or day trades, because it can get you into higher probability trades, and it'll put you in a position where you feel like you're trading a little bit more effortlessly, and you're not really taking out the levels, so you're still incorporating what I cover with you guys. I hated it, never do it again. But that, again, guys, you know how frustrating it is and hard it is for me to support other traders, because there's just so many fake traders and people who are literally out there who don't know what they're talking about. You know, you'll listen to how they talk, and it doesn't really connect with what they're showing, and it's because they don't know what they're doing. So it's very hard for me to reach out and support other traders. But Jeremy's one of those few people I've had next to me for a long time now. So I want to try to incorporate him into more of the Tuesday streams. He's very available on Tuesdays and Sundays. So if I do more Sunday streams, he'll be in there. Tuesdays, I want to incorporate him into being here on the Tuesdays every week. I told you I try to have some more speakers in here and here and there. So, but yeah, that was very awesome of Jeremy to be here. Super cool guy, super chill, super humble. That's my favorite part about him. You'll never see him like act cocky or anything. He's always just looking for the meat of the reasoning and the meat of the, you know, call out or whatever he's looking at chart wise. He's never giving you that BS. So I love supporting Jeremy. Good explanation. He's always posting those charts on Twitter, and it was great to hear him breaking down for us. Just opinion was very quick. No chance that's a question. I mean, he answered a couple questions. Give him a little break, Bob. Mainly, he was looking at the daily time frame and the weekly when he does his bigger. I mean, he kind of charts how I chart. You know, he does the weekly and the daily for bigger time frame price action. He might use less levels because he's just trying to focus on recent price action and whatever's available. But also remember too, Bob, I didn't really give him a huge window to talk today. I was just trying to get him in here to get you guys a taste of what you're going to see. Sunday, though, you'll have plenty of time to ask questions and for him to go slower. You got to also realize I really did kind of put him in here at the end of stream. He didn't have as much time towards the end, but I didn't want to sit here and him just cover it while the market's moving. So you did miss the Sunday stream. There wasn't one. I'm saying for next Sunday. So I just wanted to give you all a taste of what he looked at. But yeah, Sunday you'll have a lot more time to ask questions, hear him out slower. So, but no, I mean you had a good opinion there, Bob. I wasn't bagging on you. Thought that was good what you said. But it was a little rushed because of me, not really him. And yeah, best part is you have a rewind, so that's true too. Thank you, Nick, for saying that. But yeah, so you'll see him more Tuesdays and Sundays. But how's everyone so far? Since we started that, we had a little bit of a pop to the upside. I said we'll most likely go retest this if they have strength to hold this area, which you can look over for a potential push to the upside if you do get this to break. If they didn't end up doing that, we have a lowering volume to a rising volume break under a new low of day. So as long as this blue area holds, which I highlighted from the true low of the wick and then the meat of the last candle here, so this general vicinity, as long as we maintain under this, you should be looking for more downside movements. In similar fashion to this candle, when we broke here and I was calling out retest entries, you're essentially getting the same thing right here. Except the targets are a lot closer and it's not as high a probability because we've already dropped so much and we're near very heavy previous day support. So if we do get a new low, they're going to be battling a lot of the previous day low areas. So keep in mind with that. But basically, you should be short as long as they're under previous day open here at 380.60s. This will be a more short-term retest, a more mid-term retest. Oops, that's not easy to see. Let's go through a couple tickers and see what happened. AMD got that continuation. Tesla's still just falling. They're down 11.5% today. Dear Lord. Apple down almost 4% after losing that $2 trillion market cap. Amazon's actually holding up pretty well. I mean, they dropped kind of like Meta did, if I go down to Meta. But even Meta got a good bounce. Amazon got a good little, well, not a bounce, but they're still above their low of day. So that's pretty impressive. Netflix, and again, Netflix, Meta, and Google, strongest sector, it looks like, without even really looking. And then you go look at your sector watch list, and it's like, oh, they're up the most. So comms, again, kind of holding up as the strongest sector today. That's your Google, Meta, Netflix sector. And remember, when in doubt, zoom out. It's always really easy to get lost up on these smaller time frames. Make sure to zoom out and remember what we're looking for. We're getting a perfect rejection of the gap fill today, and we really haven't cracked anything significant. We're just back to the base of this range trade that we've been having the past 2 weeks. So it's good to just kind of see that. Yeah, for real, Carrie. That's my favorite part. Like you said, nice to see other points of view that works in conjunction with our system. Because everybody, for the most part, everybody around me uses the same levels as me. And that's why I don't call it my system. It's our system. You know, if you use it, it's yours as well. You know, so, but it's nice to see, you know, people incorporate further explanations or further confirmations using different things that still work with the levels. Again, not erasing them from the board. So that was my favorite part too. A dark cloud cover piercing line could be played in the 5-minute time frame. Is it just higher probability on the daily? I mean, on either time frame, it's high probability. It depends with positioning, Isaiah. So, like, if we were in a downtrend and you were near a very hefty support, heavy support, then you could find a good piercing line, and you could say the same thing on smaller time frames. It works on all time frames. I wouldn't say one's better than the other. It just, you might see it differently because let's say you only swing trade. It might not be as easy or apparent for you to see on the smaller time frame, and vice versa. So that's also another thing. Much appreciated, Jerem taking the time to show his point of view on the market and his trading style. Big thanks. Yeah, shout out to Jeremy. Was waiting for the 50% fib, never got there. If Netflix closes below 290 on daily today, it looks like dark cloud covering good for short swing. Any thoughts? Let's look at it. I actually have Netflix charted already because we talked about it in a power hour stream a little bit ago. My big thing is not just that they broke the kind of rising wedge look that they had. They haven't really got a good retest from it yet. I mean, they got a decent one here, and they made that new low, but they're still looking to try and exit this range. But for a dark cloud cover to actually be confirmed, and I'm going to go from open to close, they need to get under 290, which I think you just said that. Yep, 290. So you have a perfect level. So I can see you're grabbing the right one. But yeah, under 290, and that would actually be pretty good positioning. Because you already have your break here, you have a decent retest here, and this would be considered another lower high from that break. So this would actually be a good spot for a dark cloud cover to show for moves towards the bottom of that blue area. So yes, if you do see a close under 290s, this can be a very good short swing to the downside if under 290s. I like that plan a lot, Kumar. Exactly, Isaiah. You got it right on the dot. Kind of tempting to hop into Tesla now, but I think I'm going to wait and see if it sets up for a swing instead. Yeah, I definitely don't want to keep shorting that, but I would like to add, they had news come out, so that's why you're getting probably a little bit more of a sell-off on this than the overall market, but also they have a bearish kicker. So you can see a gap here, bearish kicker. So very, very strong seller signal popping up. Now what you really need to look for is new lows. It's also a bit risky, I'll add on, because it's not that crazy a volume, and we're already down so much. So I don't want to sit here and say, you know, you can't short this, it's down too much. No, you definitely could. It definitely could drop all the way to 100 flat, you know. So, but just keep that in mind that you have already gotten a pretty good amount of selling, and that this is news driven. So, but definitely could see a continuation to the downside towards 100 after seeing what that daily time frame looks like Noxta just pointed out. Meta looks interesting. Yeah, I mean, they're holding up so well. That whole XLC sector is impressive today. And they had a day just like that last week, too. Or a couple days. There was a couple days where they were the strongest sector. Another Tesla leg down. Good call out Mel. Good call out Noxta. Burb. Need to break 380, 381 and hold for bulls. Yeah, if they keep rejecting here, we're going to get another leg down on SPY. They need to retake this area to really show, hey, we're trying to hold support. Up 10% on Tesla. Great job, Mel. BA is still holding up pretty well, too. Noxta, that was a really funny DM. And yeah, shout out to my boy Barry. We'll have to get Barry in a stream. It'd be similar to what Jeremy was covering, but Barry's the guy who runs my premium chat signals, basically. But he uses those EMAs and the patterns and the good positioning. Essentially what I cover, but he has a really good system. So I'll have to bring him in here one day. Tesla new 52-week low. Username, type that out in the Discord chat. You give me a script, I'll show up in a stream. Yeah, I'd love to bring some members in here too. Just kind of have some members show their journey and show their trade reviews. Which I'll probably try to do that more towards the middle of this year after I see a lot more of you grow a little bit. But then I'd love to bring some of y'all in here for some of that. It's going to be chaos with Barry. I'm all for it. The amount of randomness will be amazing. Yeah, Barry himself is an anomaly, so you were right on that one. 5-minute chart for SPY futures and SPY show different volumes for the same price action. SPY futures showing clear rising seller volume. Well, they're two different charts. You're going to have people that are trading differently on SPY futures and then on SPY. They have initially the same levels, but they do have different trading. So that's why you have different volume showing. They're not the exact same. Did you just call me short? Said when I grow. I just meant in general, like not just you, others. Actually, Noxty, you probably already could join a stream and I could give a good intro to you. But I want to give everybody the same amount of time and then start piling some of you in here. Like it'd be cool to cover you, username, Sherman, Leland, Mike, a few people from chat, you know, members in general. It'd be cool to kind of have them in here talk about their journey, you know, before trading, the beginning of their trading. I don't know, Sinful. I don't know if I could say that out loud. He tried to get me. You can't get the gotter. I will never be got. Almost got me, Sinful. You almost got me. Looking for some swings. If you're looking for swings, I would wait till the end of the day. But let me see what I see on the daily. Wow, that's actually a beautiful daily time frame. I actually kind of like it as long as it doesn't break 8680s. So I guess you could already say I like it now. The next thing to look out for, though, looking at this chart on the bigger time frames, is the candlesticks. You can see we kind of had a little bit of a cascade here. Got a bullish kicker, another just small inside day, and then we gapped up and we have a red day. The next thing to look out for after a candle like this is the open of the next day. So if you get a lower open and you see us crack this 8430s, there's a very good chance we're going to pull back down to this support here at about 83, maybe even low of this move here. So I'd keep that on watch, but a higher open could actually retest 8680, and that would ruin your swing trade. Or even worse, it'll pop up, reject this, and then you'll exit, and then it'll slowly cascade down and make a new low, and then you'll be like, what the hell, I exited too early. But I like it as a rejection play against 87, basically. 8680, 8070. Can't set up the king. And yeah, shout out to Sinful. Y'all have no clue who he is, but shout out to Sinful. Like I said, very low probability that this gets a huge move instantly. You can already see they went down, tested those previous day lows, and they're already pulling back up. So anybody who did enter some shorts there, you got minimal profits there. Nothing crazy. Increase volume with hammer candle. Let's see what happens. Tesla put contracts only up 200% after 12. Jesus. Lows of day might be in. I agree. Though it might take a while to base and rally. No, 100%. And that's why I always tell people too, like, don't just expect, like when I say base and then you'll see a pop, That could take anywhere from 30 minutes to 3 hours to 3 days. You know, you could see this continuously hold the same support. And you've already seen it the past 2 weeks. So yeah, you're completely right, Freddy. And if this isn't low of day, we're probably very close. There's actually a cool stat. Let me try to find it for you guys. Here it is, I found it. Come on. Oh my god, it didn't save. Here it is. This is pretty cool. I just thought it was cool statistics. Tin Man taught me this a while back. But on a 5-minute chart, there is a 20% chance that the first bar is the high or low of the day. That's pretty crazy. There is a 50% chance that the 7th bar is the high or low of the day. There are often daily reports that come out at the close of the 6th bar that can be catalyst for the day. There is a 70% chance, which you actually saw this one today, when we hit that new high and that report came out. There is a 70% chance that by the 12th bar, the day has already had its high or low. The 12th bar closes the first hour bar. So this initially says 70% of price action on the 5-minute. A lot of the time by the first hour, we've already had our high or low of day. On a 5-minute chart, there are 81 bars in the day. So I thought that was really cool just kind of think about. I wouldn't necessarily back test this and go trade it a bunch, but it's still really cool just kind of think that, okay, wow. You know, within the first hour or two of the day, we most of the time have our high or low of the day already in. Which you've already seen your high of day probably placed in for the chart for the day. What's up, Kai? I'm the off-topic guy. What a great first stream, though. First stream of the year. I'd say today was very successful. Also, who all in here has the course? Because if you have the course, there's a lot of new info I added in there at the bottom of a couple different sections. So make sure you guys do check out the new info. Especially at the very bottom of the course, there's like 2 or 3 new things down there. But the new options trading quiz at the bottom of the options basics section, the flashcards to the candlesticks in the swing trading section, and then at the very bottom, I think I added 2 to 3 different things. So make sure to go through all of that new content. If you're somebody who's already owned it and you haven't had time to go back and look yet, there is some new info in there for you. Added the seminar in there yesterday that I was featured in, so if you have the course, you can check out that. That's the first ever seminar. I don't even like calling it that, but it's the first ever big meeting with other traders I've ever been a part of. But I will be, as I was going to continue saying, I keep brain farting, I am going to continue adding, haven't checked it since last year, little smartass. Waiting for all these last year jokes. Haven't looked at this in a year, man. That's very funny. But I will be adding a lot more info into that. Me and Devin have something we want to work on. We just don't know how to incorporate it yet. But essentially what we're trying to work for, though, is we want to take some live trades and then have some quizzes pop up within those trades. So on a certain program, which I think I already found one that's good for it that somebody linked me. But essentially, the live trade will happen, and then it'll pause on entry, and it'll say, all right, what type of entry is this? What's your stop loss? What's your target? And then it'll move on. The trade will continue. And whether we cut losses or take profits, you then you try to do some of the questions yourself as it ends. So there'll be questions that pop up during a live trade. I think a lot of people get a good kick out of that. Which we kind of have, but not exactly. Because on the live trade series I have now, it's just recordings of all my live trades and Devin's and Leland and usernames, and then it's us breaking it down in a slower fashion to make sure you see literally everything that we did in the trade. But I think it would be cool to kind of do it a little bit differently in that kind of fashion. So we'll be working on that this year to get inside the course. That'll be a course thing. And yeah, I have a couple other ideas I want to incorporate and kind of put into that course as well. Just gonna take a little bit of time. Because we do stream. I'm very active in the Discord chat. I'm very active on my Twitter, Instagram. I want to make some more YouTube videos of trade reviews, so I'll try to get back into that too. Might do one today for today's trading. What's up? Glad to have you back, Bob. But yeah, so the course does not stop at just whatever's in there now. There is going to be even more info. And I remember at the beginning of that course, I just had those couple sections, and then I added the swing trading, then I added the mentorships, and I added all the other stuff we just added last Friday. And yeah, I just like adding more value into something that I'm working on. Plus, it makes me feel a little bit better that I'm not just charging people and then giving them that flat rate of info. You know, now I can give them a whole lot more. Do a Netflix trade review. That was beautiful. All right, yeah, maybe I'll do that today then. We'll do the Netflix trade review. Which actually, I think I can do live on here now, and then I can just go back and cut it if I need to. So maybe I'll do that. It'll be easy. I'll cover my Netflix trade review. So today on Netflix, well, we weren't just watching Netflix. We were also watching Spy as it kind of came back down under with lowering volume. So it was a good break of a good area, but I didn't like the volume as much yet. I wanted to see a better retest to see this truly go. So I was glad I waited. And during the live stream, we actually got into some puts towards the end of this candle with a stop loss at 380.260, right above the area where we saw for the break below. And we ended up getting another kind of inside bar kind of trade inside of that. So I really wasn't worried till we got this candle, and we got another break below with good rising over rising, candle over candle rising volume, and then another one as I told everyone to start taking a majority of your profits. And I'm glad I did, as we hit profits here as well as here at 380.60s, because we just got a good reversal from there. And ever since then, we did get another leg down and another retest to the downside, but not really anything extra. You know, it really wasn't anything amazing. So I'm glad we took our good initial profits there. And then on Netflix today, this was definitely my favorite one. We charted this out. Let me close this so you can see everything. We were talking about what to look for the above plan, what to look for the below plan. 294 though, 15 was the major area to look out for. This is let's go see what this is. Why not, right? It's a bigger time frame level, but let's go see where I got it from. Oh, I gotta go back farther than that. So that was an emerging candle from February 26, 2018. So I'm grabbing a level from almost 5 years ago on that chart, which is very impressive. So that was our break below on that, kind of a big majority. And there was a really good potential chance for buyers to continue holding this and getting a really good pop. Spy was selling off. You had Apple, Tesla. You had a lot of different sectors selling off, which is pretty funny, though, too, because you had Meta and Google actually holding up pretty well while Netflix wasn't, which is all three of the... Why I say it's funny is because those three are in the same sector. So they should be trading semi-close to each other. But here on Netflix, that 294.15 was my big trigger for a potential break to the downside. We're lucky enough to see it not just push and then get a retest type move, but it pushed and got a good close under. So the volume isn't what got me into that trade. It was the size of the candle, which normally this would give me a little bit of a scare because this doesn't match. But I liked it because everything else was pushing through their levels or retesting for further downside. So it was more of a combination look for Netflix. So we got into some puts towards the end of that candle. We ended up getting to take a lot of our profits in the next candle. Main target was 291. A farther out target was 290, which a lot of that target was hit within the next 5 minutes. And then we got a little bit of a retest, which if you grab a fib from where we fell to the low of this move, you can actually see the only buy reaction that happened with lowering volume candle to candle was right back up to that halfway point. So a really good, clean, reasonable, calculated retest that then broke a new low and then hit that further out target. So for anybody who was still in that trade or had runners on that trade where you trim some of your profits here and you try to take your trade farther, a lot of that was already made for you. So really good job for anybody who took that trade with us or just liked following along, because that was just a very clean trade and had a couple different examples in it. So that was really cool. You got the 40%, you got a potential 80%, and then ever since then we've made a little bit of a base. Netflix got a good pop, and ever since then just been holding inside of that range that we traded in. But those were the two main trades on Spy and Netflix today. I also talked about Tesla today in pre-market prep. I said with a break of 116, you could possibly see 111. Now, I would never have guessed or told you guys 106 or 109.50. I just said 111. 111 was the main area I would try to sell puts towards. When you were getting in your positions up here. But we had a really good break and a retest of the level from underneath, just like our Spy trade, giving good probability for a continuation down after the retest. So that was a really cool trade as well. And then Apple was another one I had talked about. Now, again, I'm not going to sit here and say you guys should have held your puts all the way to 124, 125. No, you definitely should not have. A majority of what I was saying take profits at was at 129 was the initial take profit spot if we broke 130s, 128.40s, and then the previous day lows, the meat and the wick of it. So these were the only three areas I said to take profits towards. If you held longer than that, congrats. I'm not going to beat you up. I'm going to congratulate you on that. But that was pretty crazy, though, seeing it continue down like that. But I just wanted to make that clear. I'm not ever going to sit here and say, you guys should have held down here. No, I'm going to definitely tell you to take profits at reasonable levels because that's the plan. We're not here to catch the whole move. We're just here to catch a good part of it. So those were the main 4 callouts I had today on SPY, Tesla, Apple, and, of course, Netflix. That was definitely my favorite one. But these were the 4 main callouts I had today. From today's stream and from the levels that we all covered in pre-market plan and we covered in, you know, all that stuff. But hopefully all enjoyed that little review. That was definitely some fun trading today. And also it kind of took a little bit of patience. We didn't get to trade the first 10-15 minutes. A lot of those trades came after that. I'm one of those guys too that'll take like 3 or 4 wins in a row, and then my 5th trade will be like my worst trade out of them. So a big thing I like to do whenever I go on like a small win streak or I catch a lot of good trade ideas is I try to take it very slow or trade less going into the next day, because that'll kind of throw a chink in the chain. And I'm sure a few of you were like that as well. B, check the SPY 15-minute. What do you see, Daffy? The 3-bar play that continued down? Look at the volume on the previous green candle. Yeah, pretty good start. And that's when I started saying, like, we'll probably see a slowdown. And even if this wasn't the low of day, we're probably very close to it. Because we're starting to see some buyers fight back a little more. Sellers are weakening again. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if this was, I wouldn't be surprised if we're close to our low of day. This guy is the first Furu that I feel like I can trust. Just bought your course, mate, and I didn't even have to think twice about it after listening to you teach. Super excited to learn. Awesome, man. I'm glad you picked it up. And I'm glad you think you can trust me. I'm never going to sit here and say, if you don't trust me, you suck, or this. I'm not like that. I don't really want a cult, if that makes sense. I also want to avoid as much noise as possible. So you're not going to see me watching or listening to 50 other traders or to, you know, a bunch of other groups. I like to focus on my group. I like to focus on myself. And I try to keep myself away from other throwing fat air quotations up traders on Twitter or Instagram or whatever platforms you guys are used to. But yeah, I try to stay away from that. Because I don't see the point in saying, like, oh, look at these big gains, this and that, or just doing that childish shit. You know, that's not trading. You're not trading by doing all that. It's just childish shit. Thanks for the view. I was watching SPY at that time, so it's good to see. To review now, learn what I missed. Apple by itself is the 3rd decline on SPY today. Wild to think about. Yeah, that is a little wild, considering they weigh so much. You're not the guy that said the move went 8,000%. You don't want a cult, but you got a cult. It's not my fault, I swear. VXX testing previous day high. Good call by Mike. And yes, Discord and the course are 2 completely different things. There's still a half off code for the course and the Discord. Which I think I'm going to end the course code today, but I'm going to leave the Discord memberships 50% off the first month for a little bit. I'll probably leave that for the entirety of January. Would you recommend getting through the course first before looking at the Discord? I've never been asked that before. Yeah, I guess that would be a good path to take, the course first, because the course has kind of the meat of everything, and you can still type in the chat for free. You don't have to pay to type or ask questions. So you can still join in and tune in and ask members as well as myself and moderators, you know, about certain parts of it. But I would go through the course once on your own without asking questions, and then I would go through it a second time with your own chart, and then you could start asking more questions. Therefore, it's kind of in your head, and then you're hitting it a second time. But there's a lot of new info in there, so take your time. But yeah, I guess that would be a good course of action. Do the course first, and then go to the Discord if you want. The Discord, though, is just a community. You know, there's signals in there for premium. We have some trade ideas in basic, but a lot of it is just updates, getting people ready, helping people out, answering questions. It's really just a community, which is why we're like the cheapest chat around, because I don't want to go in that direction. I don't want people to join and be like, all right, where are all the signals at? We do accommodate that, but we don't sit there and try to push people into doing it, because that's not the way that you want to grow. And I never give myself credit. I always say we have signals channels, but even my signals channels aren't signals exactly. If you want to look at what they look like, my boy Barry is someone who started in my chat and grew up, and then he made his own signal bot. So it's not like you're getting signals from somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about. I'll show you some. Here's his review from last week. 60% win rate. He had a couple losses, a lot more wins, very big wins. He's really good at kind of scaling out. But let's see, like new entry, bought Tesla at 0.40 as a swing. Going into the next day, it's the same day. It was a day trade at the end of the day. Trim some at 70, trim some at 80, trim some at 90. And he gives really good information in the pin messages too. You can see defining ranges, implying defined ranges, risk management, how he calls out his trades. He'll do a couple reviews in here. And since he's from my group, a lot of the time when people ask him, hey, what did you see on this? He will answer, and he will give you a breakdown. He won't just ignore you and you won't get a reply. He's very active inside of this group here. So. But yeah. The Discord, though, does have some things the course doesn't have, but not really. A lot of the information in the course is what we cover in here. The course will help you further understand the Discord, in my opinion. Yeah, and yeah, that's a better way of putting it, like Mike said. Short and sweet. Hey, Bueller, tried your mental trades when sitting on cash, waiting for a good setup, and it works. Very happy to hear, Alexis, because too many times I see traders jump into trading and they think, I have to take real trades to get knowledge. I have to take real trades to grow confidence, and that's not true. The best way is to take mental trades, and then over time, through the process of grabbing your levels, reviewing between them, navigating them, circling what would be a good entry, what would be a good exit, what's a good stop loss, that is what's going to help you increase your confidence and knowledge of price action. Foxconn partners with NVIDIA to build automated EVs. That's a pretty impressive news line. It came out during this candle. No reaction. When does the sick Christmas song come on? All right, we're getting close. I think it's actually after this song. It's either the next song or the song after. I'm sorry, where are y'all seeing this 35-cent gap? Where is that on? Oh, in the 1 minute. Oh, that's why I didn't see it. That's actually, I'm not gonna say normal, like it's gonna happen every day, but that can happen. Just means a good seller momentum started here. So as long as you see a rejection of this area, you should still be bearish, which you can see to the right. They came back up, rejected it, and then ever since they've been tanking back down. But on the 1 minute, that is very normal. But again, you're not going to see that every single day. I've seen a third dollar gap before. Levels clean as usual. Thank you, Keanu. Appreciate that. Out of Tesla, 105.70s, 10%. Don't want to give it back. Great job, Mel. You've already taken a really good amount of trades today, too. Video approaching a 3-day ago. Hammer body. Yeah, they also have an old area of demand here. Had a demand from here. It's now testing as supply again now. So if they break this new low, this whole area is sellers. So yeah, basically, in short, like Mike said, watching that hammer. 138.84. That'd be a good level to watch for a break. So pretty much very strong bearish engulfing on that one. They're looking to make that new low. Good eye, though, Mike. Good eye. Good eye, Mike. That's probably why some of the chat use the 2 minute. Don't think the gap shows on there. And yeah, the 2-3 minutes really good for scalping. I love the 3 minute especially. I tried to explain option trading to my wife's family at Christmas, and it reminded me of when SpongeBob and Patrick are cavemen trying to communicate. Yeah, I try to stay away from teaching family anything about stocks and options because they all the time just get tired of it and ignore. or just don't care. So I don't blame them. That's pretty funny though, Money Lisa. I can picture that too. Explain it like car insurance. Never again. Spire ejecting previous day low pretty nicely. And that's okay if it shows in the 3 minute. They don't know how short I am. Oh yeah, and then everybody around the room in the party's like, actually we all do know. You won't shut up about it, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, I can take my headset off. I'm not sitting here talking to somebody. Plug that in. Meta still holding above open. Good call out DX Mac. It's pretty surprising how strong the XLC sector is today, especially if SPY gets a bounce here. It'd be kind of impressive to go watch Meta or Google or Netflix to see if they are still trying to move to the upside. SPY gap left on Wednesday on the 28th. 377.31 possible target if we lose the previous day low support. Let's go see. Wednesday. Oh, I see what you're saying. So the main target would be like 376.50, but there is a couple levels there, and I'll bring this up if it ends up breaking or not. But I would generally be watching from this higher low, from where it was before we fell lower, into that level. So kind of between 376.50, 377.40s would be a good target if today's low breaks. Today's low, yesterday's low breaks. That would be a very, very strong secondary target to look out for. But yes, Trevor, that would be essentially where you're looking. Good eye, good eye. Because that's really the only day, if you look at my bigger time frame chart, that's really the only day that's in the way. You know, we had the big wick and everything, but that's really the only day that really ever tried to leave the range. Had a really good chance that day. Would have had a good chance today if they actually held above it today, but still in range. And though we have a bearish candle here, we're still in range. So it's really just risky to say, oh, we're definitely making new lows. You don't want to be the guy that says we are making new lows. But this is essentially what this is trying to tell us. Because now that we've gone up, rejected, you basically should be bearish as long as this is resistance. But it's really unfair to just say, oh, well, you should just start shorting it now. No, because you have all of this support right here that needs to be taken out for new ground to be taken. But inside of the range, I would say we are a little bit more bearish. Mainly because after this candle, it's 50-50, and we never really had any bullish signals after that. There really was nothing there. Pretty low volume, too. And then now we finally have another low volume candle, but a very large candle breaking the previous day. So that does kind of lead me to believe we are going to continue lower, but it might not be from this candle. You know, we could have another reset day and then a continuation down with that actually has volume. Yes, it's an engulfing right now. I made it to lunch without blowing up my account. This is success. Good stuff. No problem, Trevor. Thanks for adding your info in. I didn't say it won't happen. I said that it might not happen. Just because it's not really fair to say that a lowering volume bearish engulfing, and by the way, we're still at lunchtime, so we still have a lot of price action that could be had. It's not fair to say right now that that is going to be what leads us down. That could, but there's a chance that it might not, because there is a chance for a buyer reaction to step in with the lowering volume day today. So it's not that it can't, it's that it might not. So that's why I'm pointing out that bigger time frame chart. Like I'll show you again. It needs to take out 373.85. This is just an initiating seller signal within the range. So it's not really fair to say, oh, this is definitely going to break out to the downside. No, because you could have said that for any of the days in here. You could have said that for this day. But it's this level that you need to watch for a break to the downside. Pretty solid day today. Different trades, trade reviews. We got to hear from Devin. We got to hear from Jeremy. I can't wait for you guys to see more of what Jeremy has to cover too. But definitely check out his Twitter if you have a Twitter. It's super cool to kind of go back through his post and just kind of back test some of the old posts, looking at his new ones, see how they pan out. It's very helpful. Okay, totally fine, Sonia. Thank you for asking. God, I could help. So you have a couple of those down here. Indecisive, 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 indecisive. So these are basically waiting for something to show a bullish reaction, which you can watch a good pump happen. You could watch a reversal back down for a retest and then a continuation higher. You could see a consolidation higher after this retest and then see it break a new low. So these are really good sandwich candles that kind of tell you, hey, something's about to happen soon. Really nice to see almost pretty much 4 of the same candle lineup. What's his tweet name? I pinned it to the YouTube chat at the top. Sandwich, aka Squeeze. Jazz knows it. Good stuff, Jazz. You've been really awesome since you joined the community. Super active, super engaging. Always asking questions, always adding your 2 cents. You know, not just asking questions, but adding your own as well. It's been super awesome. Definitely a memorable person in here. I appreciate that. It's kind of funny, you'll see people who join here, and like, let's say you and someone else joined at the same exact time. One of you will engage, interact, ask questions, you know, reach out, all that great stuff, and the other person won't. You'll never hear from them. But that doesn't mean they're not growing. It just means they're growing in a different way. They don't need to ask questions as much or interact as much. They like to kind of sit in the shadows and just kind of learn from watching. And that's totally fine. But the person who engages and interacts more is going to learn faster, and that's just pure facts. Not really like in terms of speed, but like you'll start to understand things more because you're asking, you're getting things reiterated quicker. Whereas the person who's just kind of watching or viewing is going to have to kind of scour through the info a little bit more. But super, super badass of you to be so engaging, so positive too. It's so nice to see you as a positive person in here. But yeah, I appreciate you. And there's a ton of people like that. Jazz is just the one that I see right now. And takes mental trades. That's another thing. I feel like when I go over that, people hate hearing it. You know, they're like, oh, here we go again. He wants us to practice. He doesn't want us to take live trades. Well, guess what? You don't get to take live trades until you practice more. And if you want to go ahead and do it, be my guest. Go take some pain. So I really am proud of you, too, by leading by example with your mental trades. That means a lot to me. I wish I saw more of those. You know, I always see people complaining about not growing, but I never see those people posting trade reviews of mental trades. So... And yeah, that's what it looks like, Michelle. It looks like we're possibly going to go get a retest of 380 most likely off of this little base build to a bounce. Nothing crazy, though. If not, then we're going to get a reversal and retest low of day. A lot of consolidation, though, in this little area. And remember what I said earlier. I said we'll probably get a lot of consolidation because these are where all the previous day lows are. There's a lot of levels that line up right here. So we have to assume there's going to be a slowdown in price action movement. This is what my chat just posted. We have the BB bot. He got his list out there. Got a little bit of a falling wedge kind of look. Slowly starting to break out, throwing on hard stops at 0.50 and letting this lotto ride. So they're in a lotto trade on 380 calls for a 0 DTE at 0.70. Hard stops at 0.50. They're going for the falling wedge break. Chop, LOL, to volume. Exactly. Which again is needed. We can't complain. Chop is needed. Yeah, no problem, Drew. We actually just covered this, but I'm very happy to go back over it again, Drew. I'm going to go back in today's recording, and I'm going to cut up when I did all my reviews and post it as a video today. But yeah, so today, the first initial kind of signal for bears stepping in was potentially this shooting star. So this is where you should start saying, okay, well, there's some bears here, break aboves right here. Let's see if we can take out today's open. That's what they did in the next 5 minutes. They broke that today's open with rising volume. So that was kind of the initial seller signal that bears were present. The retest, though, didn't come in until about 20 minutes later, and this was actually when we called out puts. We set our stop loss right here at 382.60, but the main trade right here was that the fact that it broke with lowering, we weren't really confident here. Price pulled back up, we liked that it held under, and we got in, set our stop loss. Main targets were 380 or 1. The first low of day right here was your first target for small gains. Second was right here at 381.30, and then 380.60, which actually, thankfully enough, hit in the next 15 minutes, 5, 10, 15. So we really didn't have to worry about much. But that was our example on the 80% entry today, was this retest we had here. There was another one. You could see right here, price kind of pulled back up again here. But there really wasn't any crazy signal here that said, hey, grab puts. You know, the really only signal here was that we didn't cross this level again. You know, there was pretty good volume up to that point. Nothing really crazy, nothing really crazy, nothing really crazy. So I wouldn't beat anybody up for not catching this move, even though it had good positioning. But this was the main retest spot that we looked for trade today on SPY. I thought 8 a.m. was reversible. Looking back at it now, looks like more 80% to the downside. Yeah. So even if you're not, you know, saying this was a good reversal point, which it was, and you didn't enter on this, this was a very good passive entry in my opinion. But I'll be sure to post that video today on the other ones as well. No, it's okay. I'm happy to repeat, Drew. You're a lifetimer, man. I love seeing the questions asked, regardless of me going over it or not. You know, I love to help you guys out. Thanks for asking, though. Plus, there might be other people who were too scared to ask, so so I'm glad you asked. No problem, Michelle. Hope we get a good lunch. It's like getting in the boxing ring with zero training, exactly. And that's why I like when I see members or newer people join and talk about their trades, their mental trades. Mr. Shadow, you said, can you recommend a good video on how to set up and use TD Ameritrade? I mostly use Webull and find TD a bit confusing. And yeah, take your time with it. I didn't used to use TD a very long time ago. When I first got into trading, I was just looking at stuff on Google. But when I got into TD Ameritrade, it was very confusing, so I feel you on that one. So one, take time to look through the application itself, just kind of pick around. The Analyze tab is pretty cool, the Charts tab, of course. These are the main two you're going to be looking at, mainly Charts tab. The widgets on the side, you'll see this plus mark down here. You can add a widget, and then you can kind of mess with them by clicking this. Messing with them. But you can edit the different widgets, what they are. I use the list, here the scratchpad to type notes on, and then of course the watch list. The other thing that I would turn on is OHLC, snap drawings to OHLC, and my tools on each chart. These are the two things I would turn on, which this one helps you just kind of draw and snap your levels to candles really quick. This one will open up this right here. If you mean setting it up like turning on live trading, you need to go message TD Ameritrade or go to their website and turn it on. That's a whole different question. But yeah, I also love using the drawing sets. These are very helpful. To change the look and feel, you have to click Setup here, Application Settings, and then click on Look and Feel. And that's where you can mess with kind of the look of everything you're looking at. How do you pin drawings to the top? What do you mean? Like this? That's that toolbar I was showing you. When you click My Tools on each chart, click Apply, then click OK. Click this cogwheel on the right, and you can start to edit these different things. And then you can click and choose from them, if that's what you meant. Let me know if you didn't mean that. It helps going over for people who were in a mental trade to confirm. I was in that 80% myself, so it makes the wobbly trader more steady even when you know you were right from the pre-market prep. Well, good stuff, Sonia. Very glad to hear I'm helping instilling some confidence in you. Do you usually trade in the morning and chill for lunch, then trade power, or waiting for a good setup? Well, since we already took like 4 trades today, I'm not probably going to take any more. But for the most part, to answer your question, a lot of the trades are taken within the morning session, kind of leading up into lunch. Some of them happen during lunch. We'll trade or we'll stream for a little longer. But no, for the most part, that's mostly where a lot of the trades are taken. Hardcore nostalgia. CTR. What does that stand for? CTR. I should know this. You just tweeted? Here, I'll go retweet it. I got you with the RT, my dog. Crash Team Racing. Man, how did I not know that? I'm uncultured. Okay, cool, Shadow. And yeah, feel free to ask questions. I won't get into like the deep details of how to set up. Like if you want to change your look and feel, that's all you. That's all personal preference. And if it's something in the internals, then you need to message TD Ameritrade. But for any of the outside stuff, I'm very happy to help with. An Ultimate Warrior theme song? I have no idea. I did talk to him, but I didn't ask him about the minimum requirements. I mean, you can just look it up on Google. You don't need me to answer that. Let's look it up. Looks like $100, which I think if you do that on TD Ameritrade too. But yeah, looks like $100. This says yes, it is, but I say no, it's not, because it's probably more complex than TOS. But it's for people who can use it all around the world. I know for a fact that my friends in the UK use that, Interactive Brokers, which I think all of them still chart with TOS. Like they'll use a TOS application, they'll just open a free account, or they'll use TradingView if they can't use TOS. But they'll use a lot of their trades on IB. Sinful Heartbreak Kid had the song. What is the song? Oh, I see. Sell-off seems extended at this point, or am I tripping on these dope I mean, it is a little overextended, so I'm not surprised. Plus, we're in a good area, too. Previous day lows in this general vicinity. Is there a source for your candle times percentage? I'm going to post a video. I'm going to go back and cut the examples out, and I'll put it up on today's, as a today's video. But the stream, if you go back in time, you can see it as well. You can go back to about 8:55, 25 minutes after market open. Should be able to find a lot of those trades. That game was good. I remember playing that as a kid. That game was really addicting. But guys, I'm going to do one more little trade review on SPY bigger time frames and smaller time frames, what to expect moving forward from here, and then I'm going to go ahead and end the stream there. But guys, today was a great day. We were 4 out of 4 on trade ideas. Very, very good start to our trading year, 2023. I really have a really good feeling about this year with how much maturities that's been rising, not just for me and my leaders and all my mods, but also for a lot of my, a lot of the members too. A lot of the members have been kicking ass. Going from mental trades to real trades to practicing over and over. And it's so helpful to them as well as the community, because it makes everyone understand a little bit better, a little bit quicker, and everybody's on the same page. So that's really good. But the main thing to look out for the rest of the day is to see, can SPY continue defending this previous day low? And if they can, let me open this up a little more so you can see previous day open. As long as they can defend this, you should get some good pops to the upside, but this doesn't mean we have to finish way up here. You know, we could just get good pops and us finish under the break below area from today, which was the previous day high, previous day close area. So I wouldn't be surprised to see us range trade between the previous day lows and the previous day open for a little bit during lunch. But still look for this to either defend or break. That's initially kind of what you're just focused on right now, going into the rest of the day. Now on the bigger time frames, a different story. We went over this a couple times. And I made sure to color code these levels so I don't have to say it as quick. But as you can see, we have a gap fill play above 386.25 into the 390 area. So that's one play we'll be looking out for across the rest of this week, as long as we're still holding this base. If we end up losing 373.85, there's a very good chance that we end up taking out the support and moving lower towards 370, 368, 365, 362, and then 355s, which is kind of where we had our big defense here last time. So I would be watching out for those supports if we end up cracking this 373.85. Another thing to look out for is that, what do you see inside of the range? You know, we have a bearish engulfing so far. We don't have the rest of the day, so you can't fairly say, oh, this is bearish. But you do have a bearish signal inside the top of this range that we have currently with price. So initially, this is telling you this is definitely going to test this area and possibly this area where we got stopped at last time around 375. So this needs to be kind of what you intend price to do going into tomorrow and possibly the next 2-3 days. But this doesn't necessarily mean it has to break range. This is just kind of a starting momentum indicator saying, hey, there's bears here. They're at resistance. They have a bearish engulfing so far. So if the candle ends like this, I would assume that we're going to definitely push down further. But let's not get biased. Of course, we'd love to play it on both sides. So we'll definitely kind of play it by ear going into tomorrow. But that's initially what I'm looking at for the rest of really the week. But that's everything we're looking at. And thank you guys seriously for tuning in. I really do appreciate all of you guys getting in here. It really does make my day when I see we have 100 likes before the market's even open, because I don't really care about the likes. It's just, it shows to me that you guys give a shit about being here. You want to grow. You want to give yourself a chance, good preparation, which means at least 100 of you are here very actively right there in the morning. So I'm very, very happy to see a lot of you guys in here and just working your ass off. It really does mean a lot to me. I love seeing you guys work hard. I think over time, as we continue to do this through this process and over time, you're going to give yourself a really, really good kind of jump start into your trading. Some really good growth is what I'm trying to say. I'm really bad at English, clearly. But love you all, seriously. Cannot thank y'all enough for the support on these free public streams. I'll go cut that video right after I'm done here. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in, for being here. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's stream. But I'm going to go post that video, so be on the lookout for that.